All right. Should be live. Looks like we're live. There's the chair. Hey guys, welcome to GameTime Podcast, episode 3. I'm your host, DJ from GameTime, Michigan. And today we've got some really special guests here. And next to me I've got, I don't know really much about this guy, perennial grinder Wes. He's been around forever. But the two guys I really wanted to talk to today, I've got GGP Dallas champ, Dan, and then GGP Cleveland champ, Chris, right here next to me.
3-time.
So he's a 3-time champ overall. He won Cleveland. We're going to kind of go into everybody's story real quick here. So I'm going to ask for a quick introduction on everybody. We can start with Chris. So why don't you tell me and everybody else like a little bit about yourself, Chris? You know, what got you into Yu-Gi-Oh? How long you've been playing? Anything, kind of interesting with it?
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. My name is Chris Pittao. I got started playing Yu-Gi-Oh when I was 18 in high school. It was grade 12. I saw the nerds playing and at the tables in the cafeteria, and I used to always make fun of them. But then I was like, you know what? That's kind of interesting. So I went over there one day, and I saw some of my friends in drama playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and I could go to the store and bought some packs, and I was shit, and it took me forever to learn how to play. And I played from the age of 18 till I was about 20. Let me think. So I played between 2003 to 2010. So between 18 and 25. I started off really shit. I was getting my ass kicked every weekend, but I just kept grinding. I started playing locals in Windsor, Ontario. That's where I'm from, and we get about 25 people in Windsor, and I'd still get my ass kicked. And I just kept grinding. A lot of people said I should just quit. I'll never do anything in this game. I'm totally shit. I'm not learning. I'm not moving it forward. But I kind of looked at that, and it motivated me to keep going and going and going. And then I started getting top 8, top 4, winning. And then we started coming over to Detroit, Michigan, which is right across the border from Windsor, Ontario, playing in Detroit. We started playing at Pandemonium, which was getting about 100-man tournaments. And we were getting our asses kicked there. Then eventually top 8, top 4, winning. And then I kept going to the regionals, and then I started going to Shonen Jumps and Nationals. I've done very well. I top 10 Shonen Jumps, top 8, top 16. My best one was Shonen Jump Baltimore, where I got finals. I lost to Shane Scurry in finals to
Cheater.
a deck out. It was finals that year in 2006. I lost in finals to a guy had 5,100 life points left, Cyberstein, and a limiter removal. But I have 2 finals, 10 top 8s total, top 16s total, top 8s / top 16s, and I stopped in 2010 because I felt out of love of the game. I was really upset with how Konami treated the players by paying them shit. I got really upset because I got first place after Swiss and Edison. Now that they made a format of that, I got first place in Edison, Shonen Jump. It was a 2,000-man tournament, and I lost in top 16, and they gave me a couple packs they print. I got really upset because this company prints cards and they give them out as prizes. And I was very upset with how Konami treated the judges. Were half can I say retarded? Okay. They were half retarded or full retarded.
Well, you did now, so.
Well, Konami went full retard.
I always
We'll say it so DJ doesn't have to.
The judges don't know what the hell they're talking about half the time. They don't know what they're doing. What a judge is a bad player who wants to spotlight for themselves. They're tired of getting their asses kicked every week. And they just said, you know what, I want to be in the spotlight too. I'm going to judge so I can kind of steal the show from everyone else.
Hey, he's spitting. He's spitting right now.
So the judges were terrible. They gave us shit prizes. We were spending, how much we spend back in the day for a Dark Arm Dragon? 150, Wes?
Dude, I wasn't around during that time.
First week when it released. So when it first released, right? I had Card Castle, my other store. That release weekend when you could play 3 of them, they were between $1,000 and $1,500 a piece for that Shonen Jump that weekend.
You had to get them to play.
So, yeah, and it was nuts.
I was the kind of player who had so much commitment back in the day, and I would dish out the money. And then Konami would just, reprint them so all the idiots can have them next week.
They reprinted them as a super, right, in a tin, I think.
It was a tin. It was a starter deck a couple months after, too. It got restricted to 1. Like, if you had paid peak for that card, 2 months later, your card was worth $40.
That's why I always
so.
Konami was terrible to us, the players. They paid us shit. They gave us shit judging. They reprinted our cards. They would limit our cards. They would change everything. They would change the rules. It was just, it was a Mickey Mouse joke company that shit on everyone. So I said,
It's lucky DJ's not an OTS.
I said, fuck it.
I wouldn't be anymore if I was after this,
I
right?
can't do it anymore. So I got up quitting. I always had love for the game. And I came back about 3 years ago during COVID. Like I said, I always had the love of the game, and I was looking up. I never sold my cards. I looked at my old cards, and I said, I wish there was where we could play like we did when I first started, when it was fun. And I looked online, and I saw they had these goat tournaments around North America, and I started my goats scene again. I started playing goats back in 2021. I would go to Toronto, which is 4 hours north of me. I would drive for the locals in Toronto, and that's where I met Adam Teshuba, the best player in the world, and Canadian West, and we started driving together. It became a team, 519. It was the best team in the world for Yu-Gi-Oh! Goats. And then I brought back some old school players that were friends with me in the early days. Matt Martell, he's a model, and Higgins.
Sexy.
And
Both
we've been,
sexy.
us five have been traveling for the last 2 years to all the Grand Prix. We love Grand Prix. We love driving. We love flying. We love kicking ass. And that Toronto shop ended up shutting down, and we moved down to Cincinnati. Played at Brian Gibbons' shop. I know that's a controversial word right now, Brian Gibbons. Are we allowed to mention Brian Gibbons?
You already have.
We can talk Brian Gibbons.
I don't care. I like Brian Gibbons.
He's just a shop owner.
I like Brian Gibbons. I'm not gonna say anything bad about him. I know probably people are gonna crucify me, but anyone who
He's probably terrible, but
if you're good to me, I'm good to you. If you're shit to me, fuck you. So
When you have kids, you won't like them anymore.
I don't have kids.
True.
Would you let Brian Gibbons babysit your children?
No.
Not a chance in hell, right?
No.
dude,
My kids are in his age
machete
range.
on
Would you let
deck.
Michael Jackson babysit your children?
No.
I would. 'Cause
Same
I don't believe
reasons.
it. I don't believe it.
I would
That's the
let
only
Brian
reason.
Gibbons babysit my children. I think he's a good guy. And
Your children are cats. He wouldn't be interested.
You're
I don't think he's into bestiality. I think he's into young girls.
Jesus.
we went down to Brian Gibbons' shop. I like Brian Gibbons' shop a lot. They let us do whatever I want. I could drink in the shop.
You just got
That's why he
with
likes
that
it.
one.
They would smoke in the shop. There was drugs in the shop, and
I love the drug-fueled shops.
There-
And he was an OTS.
there was people that did tattoos in the shop. Brian Gibbons would just leave the shop, and we would just gamble all night.
If,
What
your,
about- what about
if your
the,
shop is like the Wild Wild West,
What about the video cameras? In
you're
the
for
bathroom?
Chris.
The
There
shop
was
for
rumors
Chris.
that Brian Gibbons had cameras in his bathroom and was watching people wipe their ass. And,
That's a little disturbing.
You won't find
what?
my ass on there.
He doesn't wipe.
You know, if Brian Gibbons had cameras in the bathroom, it was not a big deal. It was for research purposes.
It's a very big deal.
It's science.
That's like illegal and shit,
maybe,
man.
maybe it's illegal in Ohio.
We don't know.
Um,
We don't know.
Brian Gibbons, bless him wherever he's at right now in the world. We stopped playing there because it shut down.
This is gonna be a fun night tonight, guys.
This is a good one.
We're in for a good one.
When we moved up to Toledo, Ohio, we started playing at Refined Gaming. Oh, here it comes.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Refined Gaming, I didn't get along with them.
Oh, no.
It was the complete opposite of fun of Brian Gibbons.
The complete opposite
there
of
was-
fun.
there
There's no
was-
pedos there.
There was just rules.
Zero pedos, zero
you
fun.
can't-
Is there a correlation? We don't know.
I don't know if there was peanuts there, but there was no drinking allowed. There was no drugs allowed. There was no. They didn't play for cash there. They gave you a couple packs that they won that they got for free from Konami.
True.
It was. They didn't. They only had Swiss, and then after Swiss, the tournament was done. I fought back and forth with them forever until I left them. I found out about this shop here in Southgate, Michigan, which is a suburb of Detroit where I live.
Royal 575.
How long until the shop opened did you find it?
Like how long after the show?
Weeks. We heard it from our
Weeks?
friend
Nice.
Sebastian.
Ooh, nice.
So after this shop opened a few weeks, we were here. It's great. It's 20 minutes from my house. I love Southgate, Michigan. I love the shop here. Is this thing working or no?
Yeah, it's working. Keep going.
Because I don't want to have to repeat all
You're
this
good,
stuff.
man. Keep
You're
going.
chilling.
I love playing at Southgate, Michigan, here at GameTime Michigan. The owner, DJ, he's here. He's the guy talking. He's the only guy that I know that gives money out. He doesn't take a profit, which is insane. So if we put in a pool of $1,000, he's giving out $1,000. He doesn't take a dollar for himself.
45 minutes. He's going to be talking for 45 minutes.
Shut
Right.
up.
We're here to have fun, right?
Right.
If it lasts a little bit longer, so be it.
Like,
I play here
he's
at
gonna talk for
GameTime
45
Michigan
minutes
because
and
the
we're
guy
gonna
gives
get
me
cut
cash.
off.
He doesn't take a dollar.
That's
Close
the
my
reason
house.
he really likes to play. He just uses me for my money. It's okay.
I love it. I'll shut
It's
up.
the same
so-
relationship a stripper has with the client.
You know, true story. Somebody mentioned that I was a prostitute the other day because of things, and it was like, wow, that
Who
hurts.
was that?
No comment.
They're a smart person, whoever they are.
That's all I have to say.
Not
about
saying it
myself.
was me.
That's all.
But-
So you
They're
didn't really
very
cover
smart
your
person.
results. What about
Oh, my
What about,
results?
yeah. What do you got going like in the GOAT
Oh, yeah.
world? Yeah. What have you done in the GOAT world? How many top 8s? How many wins? You know.
Goat's what
Less-
we care
less than
about.
Adam.
How many
Goat's the only
0-2
thing that
drops?
counts.
I don't go 0-2 drop.
How about
Never.
during modern? What did you made that second place? Did you have some more tops to go with it during modern?
Yeah, I top 10 fucking Shona jumps. Like, that's insane. I don't, and I didn't cheat. I'll admit it. I never cheated, and I wasn't one of the bad guys.
You were associated with cheaters.
There's a lot
I
of
was
cheaters.
associated with cheaters like Roy St. Clair, rest in peace. He was the biggest cheater of all time, but I did look up to him. I really liked him. These cheaters back in the day,
Rest
like
in
Adam
peace
Korn
out,
and
bitch.
Iman and Cesar Gonzalez.
They
were
put
all-
some effort into
They
it.
were all good, but they were still
They were
cheaters.
serious cheaters.
Yeah.
Those were
St. Clair was the
crazy
most
fucking
notorious.
cheaters.
He was
He was
bad.
banned
Yeah.
by. He was lifetime banned by Upper Deck, and then when Konami took over, they got rid of everybody who was on the ban
Yep.
list. Don't know why I know that. And then
Ooh, we'll have a
and then he
talking
got
point later.
And then he got lifetime banned from Konami as well, right? And then he got lifetime
Yeah.
banned from Life.
So there's a funny story with him too, and
You know him?
He a little bit. So after when Upper Deck was like transitioning over to Konami, there was a year where they had no Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals, right? And they had invited all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Players that had qualified for Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals. They were like, Magic was like, ooh, we get a chance to pick up a new player base. So they offered everybody that had a Nationals invite for Yu-Gi-Oh! Free entry into their Magic Nationals that year. That was the year with the most thievery, most decks, most cards got stolen,
That's a
most
crazy
disqualifications,
promotion.
most cheating. It
Hey,
was probably
all
the worst Magic Nationals
players
ever.
that have been banned from the
Yes.
other
I
game.
believe
It was
that.
probably the
Come
worst
play
Magic
our
Nationals
game.
ever.
Dan
But
Polito
For
was probably
free.
good.
At
there
the
was
biggest
rumor that he got
tournament.
kicked out. He got disqualified from like 3 or 4 different side
Who did?
events. But Roy, before he finally they ejected him from the event.
That's
so
crazy.
yeah, or from the event site. Yeah.
Well, he had that famous cheat that he brought out, right? The shuffling your opponent's deck, drop a card.
Drop
out
a
of
card,
deck,
kick it over,
kick
judge,
it
drop
over,
cards, game
and then,
loss.
hey,
Yeah.
Judge, my opponent's presented me a 39 card
Yeah.
deck. Yeah.
Yeah, it was all, my friend Mike Kalish, who still plays Goats with us. He's from Wisconsin.
Mike's
He
a cool guy.
He's a great guy. Him and his brother Thomas. He
Yep.
told me back in the day it was like playing like the Wild West. It
Mhm.
really was the Wild West. You had to be a strong personality because they would walk all over you. Back in the day, you could be cheated. Your deck was definitely fucking stolen if you wouldn't watch it.
You ever had yours stolen?
I have had my deck stolen back in the day, and I wasn't a little kid. It just, I think I was about 20 years old, and you look away for a minute, and someone just takes off the
Yep.
table. It's gone. I remember these guys from New York who would associate with I won't say who, but
You can say who.
no, because I get along with this guy now, and I get along with that New York, New Jersey people, and I'm not going to start a fight, but no, people will watch this. But the New Yorkers would go and they would just have their intentions just to steal cards.
Yep.
They used to steal. They wouldn't go for cards anymore. They would just go for decks. People would just walk up to your table and just take your graveyard and walk away with it.
So I had at that Magic Nationals that year, I had a friend. They were on table 1, like they were 5-0, 6-0 when they're in Nationals. They were at table 1 sitting
You're
down.
not even starting
And-
with the story. I'm in pain.
Yeah, so no, it's awful. And they were playing Legacy, which at the time the decks were like $2K for Legacy. This deck is probably like $50,000-$60,000 nowadays, right? But table 1 pulls his deck out of his backpack, puts the deck on the table, bends down to his backpack, pulls out dice. When
Deck's
he's back
gone.
up to the top, the deck is gone.
God.
They used to go
It's
for
just gone that
backpacks,
quick.
too.
Yeah,
They
so
used to
that
go for
was
backpacks.
Full binders, backpacks, anything they get their hands on, they walk
Crazy.
away.
The backpack thing was the alluding to story where I got banned. So a guy tried to swipe my backpack and he was running away with it. It was in the middle of a tournament. I was sitting there playing. I took off after him,
Champion.
pinned him down to the ground, and just beat the shit out of this guy. It was in the middle of a tournament. I got a 10-year ban
with
by
this
Upper
guy.
Deck for violent conduct.
Game time.
They
Yeah.
banned the other guy too. They banned the guy.
At
that
least they
stole
got,
my
yeah, at
stuff.
least they
They
got
did?
both
We're
people.
We're both called
so.
Dan. He's Dan Edwards.
Ooh.
You can look it up on Poacher.
Name it and shame it.
Write that
Yep.
down in the notebook.
I think we're doing a little better now. I think we have a lot of respect for each other. Everyone's in their 30s and 40s now, so no one steals. Everyone can afford.
Oh, if I saw Dan Edwards.
Even though some people still act like children, most aren't children anymore. So
A
I haven't
lot,
had any problems.
a
Since I
lot
came
are
back from
passing
stealing.
for children.
That's good.
But, it's
I haven't seen
good.
anything get stolen. I haven't seen any big time cheating going on.
No, and
Yeah.
people just leave their decks where they borrow
Yeah.
cards and just leave them around.
Yeah, like, are you talking about your friend Cody?
I am.
Okay.
Cody does a lot. I had one reported theft at the Grand Prix last year in Detroit, and it was somebody was missing a delinquent dough, and it was your
Oh.
associate Dan.
Oh, with Cody?
So yeah,
That's pretty. You got off a
He
good
probably
day.
misplaced it.
You losing losing one card.
That was the only report I had about any
Losing
lost
one
or
card
stolen
is
cards. So
fairly
it was like, as far as the Grand Prix
strange,
goes,
Somebody
like
delinquent
I was
is
happy with
delinquent.
it. So Grand Prix
Smash
results.
through your
How?
Grand Prix. I've been
Yeah.
on the circuit for about 2.5 years now with my team. I've been to 13 Grand Prix. I top 8 of them. Pretty fucking good. And I've won 3 of them. I won Toronto, the only Canadian one. And then I won Connecticut, which I'm kind of proud of because I went 10-0. And then
It's always sweet when you win a tournament without
3
losing
out
a
of
match.
13 is over 20%.
It's disgusting.
Kind of good.
It is
thank
disgusting.
you. Thank
That's
you, Wes.
kind of good.
And then I just won one in Cleveland, Ohio. So that's 3 Grand Prix I won. And the next ones, there's 3 other players I've won 2. Carl Waite, Adam Teshuba, the best player in the world, and the Canadian killer. His name's Marshall. I don't know his last name. He's from Chicago. You'll meet him this next weekend.
Marshall?
Marshall.
I look forward to beating
He's
him.
He's
very
won
good.
2 GGPs?
Yeah, he's won 2
I
Chicagos.
don't recognize his
He
name.
kind of looks a little nerdy.
Is that the relinquish guy?
Yeah.
I look forward to beating him.
He's really good. He's really fucking good.
Marshall.
So you'll
Yeah.
meet him.
I
And
might have
he's
to look
quiet.
up this name.
He's a little skinny, the motherfucker. He's quiet.
He's
but
blonde. His deck profile's online for the relinquish deck.
He's really good. You don't want to fuck with that guy, but he looks harmless. But when you sit down and play with him, he does not look. He does not play how he looks. He doesn't.
Yeah.
He looks like someone you can just push over by shoving him. But he's the real deal. He'll beat you guys if you don't fucking take him serious.
So I want to talk to Dan in a second here,
Go
but
ahead.
I do just have one question first for you, and I got to put you under the fire on this one.
Uh-oh.
So, when you won the Grand Prix, obviously Cleveland, huge for you, right? Third
Yeah,
win.
yeah.
You also, during that tournament, defeated what some people may consider like one of your arch rivals, Nick Giles.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And so I have to ask,
Ooh, baby,
what
the
was the
money
better
match.
moment for you, defeating Nick or winning the Grand Prix itself?
Oh, it's easy for him.
Nick Giles. He has been a thorn in my side. He's just been.
The problem is Nick Giles is a bug on the wall.
He's
Like
just
GGP wins.
You know what? At the end of the day, we shook hands. He congratulated me after I won, and so I guess we kind of squashed our shit. But for last year, he's just been a pain in my ass.
He kissed the ring, so you like him now.
He bent the knee, so we're good.
He took the domination, is what he did.
Nick Giles. I wish him well, and but
I'm hoping we see him up here at some point, or at least for the Grand Prix.
Well, he
I would
plays
love
a
to have Nick here.
2005
I'm
goat
pretty
deck,
sure he's
goat deck,
allowed
right?
here, right?
He
Yeah.
plays a lot.
Yeah, he's
been
not banned from the
invited
store.
here.
Nick Giles. I
play
played
money
him, and
matches?
I would welcome Nick here. Anytime he wants to run a money match, I will stream
I think
it.
he's been invited here and has just declined the
I
request.
played Nick in the Grand Prix round 4. We were both 3-0, and it was just. It was easy work.
I want to hear the full
2-0.
description. I want to hear the full description.
Didn't break a sweat.
Well, he played a 2005
No.
goat control deck.
His deck was the worst deck I played in the entire tournament. He played a little kit deck.
Did he play,
There it
did he
is,
play
the
40
little
cards?
kid
deck.
Did he play
He played
40 or 41?
He played. I didn't count. I didn't care. He played a deck that had all the everything had to
Did
be
he
shiny
have
in it.
Air Knight Parshath?
He had Air Knight. He had Jinzo.
He
Oh,
had
God.
Air Knight!
He-
Oh, it's straight
he-
2005.
he had-
Really,
he had
yeah.
Blade Knight. He had no synergy whatsoever. He put.
He just net decked Narig
Yeah,
Tarasi
he must have had.
and was like, let's
yeah,
run it.
DD Warrior Lady.
AD related for sure.
Exiled?
Enemy controller. Anything that's shiny, it's in the deck. But
What's
yeah.
up, Nick?
He went. We both went 3-0. I beat him, and it was a big it's big 2 rivals.
Were you both bounties, or was it just him that was
We're
bounty?
both bounties, so
Yeah.
I got the money in the.
That made it sweeter.
And then he ended up going. And next round he lost to Rob Cedar. So now he's 3-2, basically
Okay.
out.
He beat Alex, though, right? In that
He
one?
beat Alex, the 2-0 kid. And then in the bubble he lost to Rob Cedar's buddy.
Justin.
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 So if I
He
would
went-
have beat Alex, I would have had Nick Giles in the third round.
Oh,
That is
man.
really disappointing.
And then he played.
You had your chance.
I
played
drew
Adam for
3
money.
Thunder Dragons
He
against
lost.
Alex.
So to the question, yeah, winning the Grand Prix was better than beating Nick.
Yeah.
It was sweet to do both of them at the same day. But you know what? I don't need beef with them. I know I just talked a little bit of shit, but whatever.
How did it feel having to beat 519 or 519 associate and then 519 in top 4 and then finals?
Oh, I had to play Jeff Campbell in top 4, a good friend of mine,
And then Higgins.
another Windsor fella who's part of the 519 Associates. Great guy. He top 4. He kicked everyone's ass in the tournament. He's really skillful on switching his deck around. He's a really good side decker, and I beat him. And then in finals, I had to play my teammate Higgins, and I I beat him.
Then that had to be, and I want to come back to Cleveland later, but like that had to be awesome for you. Just like lifelong, good friend for a while. You guys had grinded together, traveled together, both you guys to make it in the final. That had to feel awesome, right? Like regardless of who would have won, that had to be awesome.
Was it a relief to be like, okay, I don't have to be at my best. If I lose, it's my friend.
So you playing a friend is always like, no matter the stakes, it's always a little bit different than you like playing like some random guy, right?
You play differently for sure when you play a friend because you know
Yeah.
their.
But
you
I'm
know
excited
their
to hear
tells.
about his finals match because that looked.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get into it in a minute here.
Yeah, it was fun playing Higgins because if
Every
Higgins would
match
have won the
is very
match, it would have been
intense,
awesome.
my
To
opponent.
cheer for him, and shake his hand, make him a Grand Prix champion. But I'll never scoop to anyone in the finals. I had opportunity for people to scoop to me in finals. I've shown jumps. I had Shane Scurry said he would scoop to me in the finals of Baltimore. If I gave him more, if we were to give him an extra prize, I didn't want my win like that. And
it would have made sense because the way that your
shady.
team was set
Sounds
up.
like something like
The way that
cheater
your
would
team
say.
was set up, it would have made sense for you to take that offer because you split prizes with everybody.
Yeah.
So you don't split a championship, you split the prizes. So really, it would have made sense for you to split it, but you didn't.
I don't like doing it. I wanted to earn it. I pride myself on this is what I
High
accomplished.
integrity player.
High integrity is agreed. A lot of these players back in the day who used to cheat, and they can say I'm 4-time shogun jump champion, but when you're fucking drawing extra cards and
When you're
taking
pulling
cards out of your sleeves
shit
and bending your
sheets.
cards and cutting your own deck with
Life
your cards
points
marked.
and all
know,
the
Who
nonsense.
was your in Cleveland? Who do you think top 8, top 4 finals? What was the hardest match that you had? Who was
I
it
didn't
against?
lose a game in my top 8.
I mean, even the Swiss, like, did you have, like, between the Swiss, too, was there anybody, like, super challenging? What was your best match all day?
I played a guy from Chatham, Ontario. It's Rob Cedar's friend. It was game 3. He opened up Graceful, Pot, Delinquent, Dust Shoot, and Thunder Dragon, which means you're fucked and you're going to lose. I came back. I just stood strong with the. I was able to get the
Just
Gatekeeper Spies.
outworked him.
I outworked him. Wes is right. I outworked him. I came back from like 7-2 advantage and just made it. I just kept 2 for 1 in Mirror Force, Torrential, 2 for 1 heavies, and at the end when it was tied up in advantage of 2-2, then I started joining my pot, Delinquent, turned it all around. So
That's the thing. You got to win when you draw a hand like that. You have to win early and take advantage
Yeah,
of that stuff.
because your opponent's deck quality is so much better than
Exactly.
yours at that point.
The longer
so.
it goes at that point, the easier it becomes
Yep.
for you to come back. So you have to win. But the problem is when you get that early pot, the early graceful, the odds of you drawing bad cards off of those when you draw them earlier is far higher than if you're a little bit through your deck and then you've got the heavier cards still left in it. So
And
it's a double-edged sword for sure.
Those games too, especially because those are the games you feel like you have to win when you draw them. It's like
You're
if
under
you
a lot of
lose
pressure.
one of those games,
You
you
can
might
tilt
go,
yourself.
you might tilt yourself. Yeah, you might
Yeah.
tilt off for the rest of the
I've
tournament.
been very guilty
so.
of that. Though.
that was the hardest player I played all day. I'm sorry, I don't remember his name.
I thought you were going to say Sean Bush.
What round was it? Do you remember what round that match was?
4th round.
Fourth round.
Yeah, I
okay.
thought for sure you were going to say Sean Bush.
Oh, Sean Bush was a great player, a former GOAT Grand Prix champion. He's really good, but he didn't draw the cards. I just got better hands than him in top 8, and I won 2-0. And I played Jeff Campbell top 4, 2-0. Higgins in finals 2-0. So I'm a 3-time GOAT Grand Prix champion. I'm looking forward to keep going the circuit this year.
Hopefully, we get number 4 this year.
Wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't that be awesome? But I'll let it go to Dan. Dan, tell me about yourself.
Alrighty, yeah. So we just talked to Chris. Now we're going to talk to Dan for a second. Just so I kind of wanted to get everybody's intro and then talk about the events. Chris, we kind of did everything, but if you just want to tell a little bit about yourself, your history in Yu-Gi-Oh, Dan, go for it.
So actually, me and Chris probably started around the same time because he's significantly older than me. But we started around 2003.
I'm in my 30s. I'm in my 30s still.
For a week.
I think we're all in our 30s here, right?
Yeah, I started in 2003 as well. I was 14, not 18. So yeah, me and my best friend Jamie at the time, we went to, I think it was called Game at the time, where we bought no, it wasn't Game. It was a shop called Beanstalk. We bought our first packs. My grandfather, he would bankroll a lot. My parents
This
didn't
is
have a
in
lot
London?
of money. No, this is in Poole, England. So my parents didn't have a bunch of disposable income, so my grandfather was always the one who was there for me to help out. And he gave me like £10 to go to the store, and they were charging more for the Kaiba starter deck than they were for the Yugi, because nobody wanted to buy the Yugi because it didn't have a Blue Eyes in it. So the Yugi was like £7 and the Kaiba was 10. So I bought the Yugi starter deck, and then I bought a pack of Blue Eyes, and I opened the pack of Blue Eyes, and it's got a Blue Eyes White Dragon in it.
Nice.
That's
So
sick.
I have that card graded at home. It's terrible condition. It's like
Ooh.
a PSA 5.
Is it
We
first?
didn't play with, yeah.
Oh.
We didn't,
It's
we
all
didn't
about
play
the
with
sentimental
sleeves.
value of that one, though.
We didn't play with sleeves, so that card got destroyed.
Yep.
And we didn't play with tributes because,
Well, if you
That's
remember,
the
way
rules
back in the
back
day,
in the
there
day.
weren't Yu-Gi-Oh! Size sleeves even. If you
Right.
were
Yeah,
to
we
use
played with
sleeves,
the
you had to
big
jam them in the
Ultra
Magic ones.
big
Yeah.
Ultra Pros, yeah. So,
You got to remember that, because you've been in from the beginning too, right, Chris?
I started in Pharaoh Servant.
Okay, I was. So it sounds like we were probably in the same. I was in as soon as Blue Eyes came out, like because they in the States at least they released a starter decks
Blue
like
Eyes
a
and
week or
starters,
two
that was
before.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here it was like the starter decks came out like 2 weeks before Blue Eyes, so we got the starter decks first.
Yep. So it was a store called Beanstalk, and it was Beanie Babies and Beanie Babies, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh. We didn't play with tributes. The store wasn't very big. Depending on how many players you got, sometimes you had to play outside on the curb.
Oh,
Nice.
Like, yeah, literally. The store was tiny. It was about half the size of this place, maybe.
So like 700-ish square feet or so.
Yeah, something like that. And we would get like 20 players, and when you hit 20, you knew somebody was going to be playing outside. I was terrible, obviously, and then developed getting good really pretty quickly. And then we went to tournaments. My granddad would take me and Jamie. We would go to regionals like in Slough. We would go pretty high up north. London, we'd go all that, which is north for me. And we would have a really great time. It was a really good period of my life. I played. I think I got banned in. I got banned in like 2000.
Good period of my life. I got banned.
I got banned in like 2008. My ban wasn't very long because I think Upper Deck messed up and started printing their own cards that Konami didn't authorize.
There's a
2009?
whole subset of that from like what is it? There's some of the elemental heroes from like SOJ or whatever. That's the era
Was
where
it
like
2009?
it was either 08 or 09. Yeah, because we were my other store was in business
I
at the
started
time.
playing
And
again in 2010, like late 2010, like right when D-Rev came
Darker,
out.
okay.
So D-Rev is one of those pivotal sets that kind of changed Yu-Gi-Oh! For
Huge
a long
one,
time.
yep.
Because it had Effect Veiler in there, Pot of Duality in there, Scrap Dragon in there.
that
Solemn
was like where the
Warning in
game
there.
first really changed, right? You had
Yeah.
the synchros, and it was like,
Scrap
this is a
Dragon was
different game
huge.
now.
Yeah, and I was playing Gravekeepers because obviously, Gravekeepers. And I went to that Nationals the first National I went back to was 2011, and that was right before I moved to the US. It was in Bristol, and I didn't have a lot of money then because I was still paying off my house, and I went to that Nationals. I only had 2 Solemn Warnings when everybody else had 3. I had 2 Pot of Dualities, and I made top 32. My deck was shit, and everybody else was playing Glad Beasts and all of this stuff, and there's me playing Gravekeepers. And I lost in top 32, but it was just coming back into the game and doing that after so long, and having people come up to me and shake my hand and do all that stuff and act like I'm Chris Pittao. It was really good. It was a good feeling. Then I moved to the US and I still played Gravekeepers, and I would just go to regionals. I went to nationals every year. I stopped playing in 2019. And then COVID, I went to one random regional. I beat one of Wes's good friends that he'll probably talk about.
Who was it?
It was Jeff Jones.
Oh, God.
And then I beat Furious Jordan.
I've
and
heard
then,
my fair share of Jeff Jones stories
That's
from
another
back
one.
in
I'm
the
sorry
day.
to cut you off, but that's another one. I was talking about the cheaters a couple turns ago about how all those accomplishments don't count. Adam Corn, Cesar Gonzalez.
Dale Bolito.
No, Dale's a good guy. He's a great guy, actually, and his brother. But Jeff Jones is one of the notorious cheaters, and I won't give him his due. Everything he's accomplished has been through cheating, and
We should have done this story on a couch, right? Right, Wes?
Well, we'll have to ask.
We
on
can
the
talk
couch.
about that.
Okay, guys. Jeff Jones, I just don't respect because the whole time he was just all his accomplishments mean nothing because he's a cheater, and I really I go hard when it comes to my integrity and when people are cheating like that, and people respect those kind of players when they don't know they're cheaters. But he's one of the notorious ones.
I don't even know if he's still involved in the scene.
No,
at
he
all.
is. He is. He played at the last. There was an Ultimate Duelist series that he
Okay.
played in. But yeah, so I went to this
He got
regional.
an
at Kobo.
invite-only tournament. Yes,
Yeah,
he did.
No.
I went to
Nice.
this because he was a UDS winner, right?
Ridiculous.
I went to this. Regional randomly, and I beat him in round 1, and then I beat his friend Furious Jordan in round 2, and then I got a phone call that one of my kids was sick, so I had to leave. So I was 2-0 at this regional. I beat 2 of the best players in Michigan.
Who is it?
Back to back, Furious Jordan and Jeff Jones.
Who the fuck is Furious Jordan?
He's one of Jeff Jones' lackeys, right?
I don't know who that
I
is.
never heard
He's a
of
good
him.
player. Anyway, beat him in second round. Then I had to drop, so it was 2-0 drop.
What year was this?
2020?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
any
Right
Jeff
before
Jones
COVID, I think.
Yeah,
Right
it
before
wouldn't be
COVID.
I
anywhere
don't
near
know
where I
any
knew
of Jeff
him.
Jones' lackeys.
But anyway, so that was
When
my last.
when I knew Jeff Jones, he was Stephen Lusko's lackey.
So
Who?
Stephen Lusko?
Who's Stephen Lusko?
He's won our Detroit regional before.
I don't even know who that is.
He was very good. He was always at Pandemonium.
Okay.
So that was my
Alright.
last modern
He
Yu-Gi-Oh
was
tournament.
prodigy on DGZ for the
Gotcha.
online dudes.
I don't know what the fuck they're talking
You can talk about online Yu-Gi-Oh in a minute. Yeah, so that was my last modern event, and then I heard about this place. Well, I just looked it up because I was looking for places to get stuff graded, and I originally came here to see if you graded comic books. I think it was, and then I was asking about
sounds
grading
right.
some Pokemon cards and stuff like that. Anyway, I started playing on Sundays and winning on Sundays. Pretty much won every Sunday that I came to with Gravekeepers, and then DJ told me about it's much more competitive on Fridays. You should probably come on Fridays, and I stopped coming for a while. Came to my first Friday, met these guys. I think I topped 8'd, but it was playing Gravekeepers.
I think it was the
Yeah.
finals.
I played
your first
you.
night.
Yeah,
Yeah,
finals
you
my
made the
first night.
finals and lost to Chris on your first night with
Yeah,
Gravekeepers.
I
and you're
royal
like,
tributed
It was
you
very
for 5,
impressive.
I think it was.
I remember you being
was
super
awesome.
salty about it afterwards. You're like, all right, I got to play a real deck now.
Yep. And then,
Like,
and then
damn it, DJ! If I had a real deck, I'd have beat Chris.
I wouldn't have though. You can't royal tribute somebody for 5 with a real deck. So yeah, that was interesting. And then ever since I've been, trying to get better, and then things got a little better last weekend. So that was fun.
Well, you have a Nationals win too from back in the day, right?
back in the day, it doesn't really count. It was England. It wasn't very many players.
How many people showed up for it?
Yeah. So, but yeah,
How many players were there?
Yeah, how many people for
200.
England?
Oh, that's a lot.
That's enough for a Nationals to
I mean,
count.
getting
Yeah.
a win anywhere is solid.
I think in Canada there was about 100 people.
Right.
Yeah.
And half of them couldn't read or write.
well,
so-
half of them didn't have sleeves either. So I mean, that doesn't.
Oh, the Ohio players.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like Anthony before I bought him his sleeves. But yeah, that's me. That's me in a nutshell. So yeah, just I was a good player in England. Moved here, thought I was still going to be really good. Wasn't as good because the player pool was a lot deeper. And then since I started playing here on
Well, he
Fridays,
came to game time.
since I started coming here on Fridays, got a lot better. Going over to your house, playing with you guys a lot, and then playing Yu-Gi-Oh as well. And then yeah.
It's
Playing
something
with you
about
guys
the
and
area
playing.
too. Like the
I caught
Midwest,
that.
even
if
in
no one
other,
else did, I did.
even in other games like Magic or other card games, the Midwest has like the best talent in the country.
Yeah, going to
You know,
regionals.
so-
Going to regionals at Pando and everything when I moved here, and then there was the one at RIW.
Yeah.
You could really tell that this had a lot of good players because there were players that would drive in, fly in just for regionals, which was kind of intense. So
Crazy to think about. Yeah.
I top 8 at about 5 regionals between that like 2012 to 2018 time, and then I bubbled out at nationals in the US a couple of times with Gravekeepers. I got OTK'd on the bubble in Detroit, which was not a good feeling.
Bubbling is always
Bubbling
gross.
is a horrible feeling. I bubbled my first GGP.
I don't.
too.
You'd rather go 0-2 than bubble, right? Like that's how I feel. I would rather 0-2 than
It
bubble
depends.
because I have
It
a free
depends.
day that way.
So if I've traveled for the event, I would rather bubble. If I've driven to the event,
You miss out on a lot of side events if you bubble.
I never cared about. I've never played a side event in my entire life.
Fair enough.
If I'm out, I'm out. I'm gonna rip some people off in trades, or I'm gonna not steal. I'm just gonna undervalue people.
Hustle,
I'm gonna hustle. Yeah.
You got to pay for that plane ticket
You
somehow
gotta
or
pay
some
for the
shit,
plane ticket. You
right?
gotta pay for the hotel. It's just I've never done a side event in my entire life.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so it was just main event or bust for me.
I was always
Bust a lot.
personally. I'd rather be the 0-2 guy so I can get in money games and side events the rest of the day, make some money at least.
I'm a really
bubbling
risk
is
adverse
so
person.
gross.
I don't do many money matches.
my
I
God.
challenge Nick Giles to money matches all the
They're
time.
the money
He turns
matches
me
are the
down.
best, man. You learn a lot from through money
I'd do
matches.
I'd do a Gravekeepers money match
steel
against Nick
to
Giles,
stone.
any format that he wants to do, and
He won't play
guarantee
you?
I guarantee you. I
There's
can.
no way he'll play Dan.
No, he's the second best Gravekeepers player I've ever met.
Is there only 2? You and him?
I'm the number one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Dude, we've been trying to get Nick up here for like 6 months for like any kind, numerous different money matches, and he won't pull the
I
trigger.
will
and show
say,
up here.
unlike this guy, I really do like Nick Giles. I actually like him.
Tell him.
He seems
I
mostly
do
nice
like,
to me.
I do like Nick Giles. I do like Nick. His store, and this isn't to shit on DJ at all.
Oh, here
his
it comes.
store,
It always is the shitting on comes right after that.
It's like, in all due respect, don't worry about it. No offense, but no. The aesthetic of his store, the smell of his store, like it's. There's just something going on there, and I know he's about to open a new store and everything.
He
and it's
is?
going to be even more impressive. Yeah, he's buying his own. I think he's buying his own store. I overheard it at Tyler's, so I'm probably breaking the fourth wall here, talking about it.
Oh well, the cat's out of the bag now.
Yeah.
Gaming is very nice. His store
The store is great. They've got a
Yeah.
jukebox.
It's
They've got
very nice. It's very clean.
Glade plugins.
It's a great store. It's just the employees that work there. If you ever watch Bar Rescue.
Which one?
All of them.
Okay.
Every single one of them. They're
I do-
terrible.
My friend Jesse Filaire, he's a good one.
Who's Jesse?
He's a fat guy with long hair. He's a good guy. He only just started working there. I don't think you haven't seen him. He used to play Yu-Gi-Oh. He had a max rarity goat deck for a long time.
All the employees that refine gaming are terrible. All right, keep going, Dan.
Okay, Wes, your turn.
My turn?
Yeah, your
Okay,
turn.
well-
This is going to be brief.
Yeah, it's going to be brief because I am just kind of along for the ride. These guys are champions. They've won real tournaments, not online joke practice Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. Okay?
Wow.
I like this guy.
This is coming from the online grinder himself.
I
This guy is
played-
in every online tournament
I
possible.
play the tournaments. I play the practice tournaments. It's good fun. It's fine if you want to pretend you're being
Oh
competitive.
my god. You're going deep. You thought about this one.
But I'm serious, man. Playing a GGP, you sit against this guy at a GGP, you're shitting your pants. He's fucking your mind up, all right? This guy at a GGP, he's playing so solid, 1/2 of a mistake, you're 5 steps behind.
And he'll remind you every single turn about it. Oh, you shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
Oh, you forgot Sinister again, you fucking moron.
Online is a sick joke. You guys have all the time in the world. You have no stress behind you. It's a sick joke. You guys
going
are
deep here.
clowns.
Holy shit.
Most of you are clowns.
Foul heel, man.
Some of you, I don't consider you real players.
Oh my god.
You've won tournaments online, but I don't consider you real players. I go online, I play these Sliffers, they're fucking nothing. They're nothing, the Raws are nothing. The Obelisk, I got second place in the Obelisk the first time I made Obelisk. I lost to one of the best players in the world, okay?
I agree with them. I agree, Wes. They are terrible.
That's all that could stop me. I didn't even get lucky against. I got pretty lucky in a couple tournaments. I did. Shifty, shout out to Shifty. I got lucky against you. But online's kind of a joke. It's kind of like, do you guys know the algorithm that well that you're grinding like that one team that keeps winning every online tournament? Do you guys just know the algorithm that well?
Wes has put some thought into this.
Are you
did, yeah, he was
serious
ready.
about
Passionate
this?
about this. He's about to mic drop.
But
I love the passion.
GGP is fun. You will have fun. It doesn't matter what the investment is. If you're so dedicated to online Yu-Gi-Oh that you're trying to make the online World Championships and you're not coming to GGPs, you're wasting your fucking time.
It's a
'cause
completely different game online.
it's a completely different game, and the most fun you'll have in your life is at GGPs. You're missing the whole point if
And
you're
it's the
playing
thing-
online and not playing
The
live.
thing with playing online versus playing in person, in my opinion, is, and this guy can speak for it most. I've never been on a team, honestly. Before it was me and my friend Jamie, world's smallest team. But like being on a team and going to GGPs together is a whole different thing to like even the War League stuff where you're on a team, because you can be in a Discord server together and you can
Some
have
of
a
these
voice
War League
chat.
teams are very active. They're constantly talking.
But it's completely
My
different.
War League team was not that active, but some of these War League teams are very serious, and they're getting the results because they're putting in the work. But if they come live, you're gonna get clowned on, dog.
Don't you think it's just two different games though? Like if I compare it to poker, whereas like live poker and internet poker they're two actually completely different games, and there's
that's
different skill sets
exactly
for
the
both
point.
of them.
I would
Like
agree with
online
you.
poker, you're grinding the statistics, and you don't have to play the man at all.
I would agree with you, DJ, but the problem is with GOAT format, and again, this is not shitting on JDZ, because there's no real way to solve it without money. The GGPs qualify you for the online worlds.
I think online worlds is one of the stupidest things any game has ever done.
The problem is there's no way to the only way that I can see to realistically try and have a semi-fix for it is for worlds require a webcam.
Here's
Your
my fix.
worlds for any event, you have to remember that's the promotion for your event, right? Or for your what you're running. The most eyes for the entire year are going to be on Worlds. It has to be prestigious. It has to feel amazing. Holy shit, I qualified for the World fucking Championships. Let's go. I worked my whole year for this, right?
I think.
And if it doesn't feel like that, what are you doing? You need to make this thing. You need to build it up. It needs to be something great.
When I won the GGP, I had no sensation about it because I'm I don't even know if I'm going to play in Worlds after qualifying. I know this motherfucker's not going to play in Worlds.
Yeah, and how does that feel? It's gross on some level, right?
Being in Worlds should be the biggest thing that comes from that tournament.
Exactly. That's what you should be chasing all year to get there, right?
The guy that I played wanted to scoop to me for me to give him the mat, and he's like, "Oh, you can have the Worlds invite." I'm like, "I don't care about the Worlds invite. I want the title." That's all I care about.
I mean, since we're going there, I'll go there too.
Toast the champ! Toast the champ, Ryan Spicer! Toast the champ!
Toast the champ. He's a good man.
Let me say when you all guys are saying hook 'em horns and the Alamo and shit.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just gonna say the red coats are coming and go blue.
So let me ask you this: for winning the Grand Prix in Dallas, what was your prize?
$500.
Okay.
It should have been $650, but some guy stole a bunch of money.
Nice.
So there was that one, yeah. A guy that apparently cheats in every event, that they thought it would be a really good idea.
I found a picture of him. Keep going.
They thought they would let him.
Let's not show the picture online.
I can't show pictures of people. I can't show pictures of cheaters.
Alleged cheater, alleged thief.
No, he is cheating.
It's confirmed. Anyway, so they thought it would be a good idea to let this guy kind of set up this tournament, which I question, considering apparently everybody knows that he was a cheater. But anyway, so I got the $500. I got the GOAT format map, which I don't know if I'm going to use, but it's fun to have.
It's cool to put in your trophy case, right? At the very least.
I might get it framed. I don't know because it's cool. But yeah. And then they gave me a hoodie and a T-shirt or whatever. They
gave you a hoodie?
Yeah. So let me ask you this: to fly down, how much was your plane ticket and hotel room?
No, I'm not the person to ask for that. I got I had Delta Sky Miles for my way there.
Okay.
And then I paid $60 for the flight back. The hotel was $80 or something like that.
I don't know. I didn't pay. Jeff Campbell bought it for me for my engagement gift or my marriage.
That was nice.
No wonder you like him. And then
I don't like him. I love him.
We played the rental car. I would say the trip probably cost me about $250, $300. Okay. So I did profit from the trip.
But you had to
it's not
right.
We made it into his bachelor party and we did all that and we had a great time. Went to the hibachi.
So just to travel though, if you do want to grind them, I mean, so one of the things you're looking for, you want a financial return, right? You need an ROI.
You have to go in knowing you're going to lose money. Because the likelihood is, if you went to every single one, you would have to win every single one.
Which isn't going to happen. There's too much variance in the game. The players are too good. They're good enough to where...
There's variance in the game, but I'm confident enough to say now, where I'm backing it, I would back myself to top 8 90% of the ones that I go to. But top 8ing isn't going to be enough to make you the money.
No, the real game starts once top 8 starts.
Yep. Ask Rob Cedar.
Yeah, Rob's you're the most consistent player in the world for topping GOAT tournaments. The only reason why you're not winning money right now if you go to every Grand Prix is because it's very small right now. They're only getting about 60 people for every Grand Prix, even though we have great owners and store organizers who are giving a good amount of money. I get more money than winning a Grand Prix than I did for winning second place in a show and jump or a nationals.
Wow. You get more money for winning the tournament here than you got for show and jump.
Konami was a joke.
Probably true.
You'd have 2,000 people in the room and they'd give you cards they'd print.
I guarantee you, Jeff Campbell's Invitational, he got more money than you got for show and jumps when
Absolutely.
he won that Invitational.
Jeff Campbell won a $1,000 tournament here at GameTime, Michigan, where we had
a free tournament.
Free to play.
Free to play. DJ gave up $1,000 for 20 people. We're making more money in our locals than we did at Shonen Jump. So
Zero Sugar
right now, we're getting not a lot of money because there's not a lot of players. So we get 60 people. But
especially when 4 players turn up for an invitational qualifier.
Yeah, that was sad.
But if we get if we keep building goats, and maybe a couple years from now we can get 200 to 300 people.
Yeah, and I'll push back on that a little bit. The tournaments are small right now, but part of the reason is it's not financially viable for a lot of people to justify the travel, right? In an ideal world,
It's
I think,
regional still.
yeah,
All of them are still
in
regional.
an ideal, I think they're worse than regionals travel-wise, but in an ideal world, I think these Grand Prix would be like 5K prize pool events. If you make top 8, you'd pay for your trip kind of thing, right? That's when I think you really start getting people to travel over, and somewhere between the $1,500 and $2,500 first place range is when you start getting like the Euros to come in from across the country from other countries.
Here's the idea
that's doable.
The idea that
Yeah.
I had for...
And it's entirely possible to get there. You just have to, somebody has to have some balls and put it out there like, hey, I'm guaranteeing this prize pool regardless of how many people show up, and see what happens.
Sounds like
Maybe
you.
you take a loss. Maybe you take a loss.
Move.
So my Grand Prix, when
If
I got my
only
Grand Prix
some
scheduled for last year, I was
Grand
open
Prix.
for like 6 weeks at the time. My locals here, we had 6 people coming in the door. I guaranteed $1,000 to first place with 6 people coming in the door every week. Just crossing my fingers. I sure hope I don't lose too much money on that. But we're gonna swing for the fences
did
and
you
see
do on
what
that
happens. The Grand Prix?
Yeah.
I covered all my expenses. Because I got chairs and everything else, so we're good.
My idea for it was, if they're mostly going to be cash tournaments, you can get some kind of sponsorship for GOAT format. Like, I bet you there's a gambling company out there that would probably
Stake.com.
sponsor it. Like,
I
you know.
can't officially announce it
Shout out
yet,
Stake.com.
but I had a meeting with the city of Southgate on Monday, and
gambling license?
it went the meeting went very well. We're going to be doing something that has never been done in the history of goats before with the city.
What?
Strip club GOAT format?
Well,
Drinking and drugs?
I shouldn't say it's not 100% set in stone
drugs, I
yet.
hope.
No,
We love drinking and
no.
drugs at game time.
Drinking and drugs
No,
again,
but
man?
things like that. We're working on getting a hotel block set up for cheaper prices for everybody that's going to be flying in. I don't know if that's going to be able to happen this year, but it will definitely be for the next one. We'll have a cheaper hotel block. And then we're going to be working on doing some other
big-
stuff for the next one too. But
If you have
yeah,
a
does-
big
how does everybody-
attraction, it should give you some benefits.
You didn't finish your introduction. I don't know if you want to finish your introduction.
My
Yeah,
introduction
just
is
shit on the
sim-
internet.
my introduction is simple. I started playing in Metal Raiders. My
Oh, wow.
brother got me into it. We started buying packs around Metal Raiders and Magic Ruler. It is Magic Ruler. There is no Spell Ruler. It doesn't exist.
I think everybody agrees with you on that.
If
Fuck
you-
spell
If
ruler.
you play spell cards, you are a loser.
Yes.
GOAT format people agree with it. Modern
Yeah.
format people weren't
They don't know what
born-
they're talking
weren't
about.
born
It
when
is a-
Well, yeah, they
Ruler came
weren't
out.
born when Magic Ruler came out. That's fair.
It is a fusion deck, not an extra deck.
Yes.
So I started playing old school. My brother played Sword of Deep Seated against me, and I was like, "How do I come back?
It comes back every
how
turn.
does-
What am I supposed to
How
do?
how do I win?
What about Ikebio Drag
Okay.
Board?
Right. These kind of cards. It's like question you. How do I win? And you just grow as a Yu-Gi-Oh player when you face these situationals. And as we've grown, I've known Chris for 20 years.
Yep.
He's one of the OGs. He was the number one person I wanted to see when I came back to GGP Detroit.
Thank you.
I came up to him on Friday night. I was like, "Excuse me, are you Chris? My name is Wes." And he said, "Wes Fowler?" Oh my God! It was one of the happiest moments
Wow.
I've had in the past few years.
I didn't even recognize him. He had a beard. Last time I saw him, he had baby peach.
Completely
the
different
peach,
looking. Yeah.
You know, that peachy
And a full
fuzz,
head of hair.
That Chris
Full head
Jericho
of hair.
fuzz.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that was a funny story too
Thank
for
you for
Wes. So the night before the Grand Prix last year, he rolls into the store. I had never seen him before. He's like, "My name's Wes. I haven't played in like a decade. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna hop in the tournament."
Is this Anthony
Gets
or
his
Chris?
this is Wes. Gets his ass kicked. You didn't make top 8, right? You got completely
Oh no,
fucked,
I
right?
went 1-3. Yeah.
Went 1-3. Then the next day he strolls in with the Wes Fowler style cards, right? I mean, we had like Horn of Heaven in the side deck and everything.
That was a
and he
mistake.
just casually top 8s.
I promise you.
Casual top
I
8.
bought 90% of the cards the night before.
Yep.
I went home to the shoebox collection. I threw in my Magic Drains, my Horn of Heaven,
Nano drink.
and I top 8'd the tournament because you guys suck.
And so the best part,
Sucks, in person
Because
sucks.
you guys all
In person
suck.
suck, and everyone sucks. Still.
Most of you suck.
the best part about Wes top 8ing that tournament last
Poo
year.
emoji, poo emoji.
Poo emojis
I've
everywhere.
still
Is it like
got
Will and his dad?
Jesus. So the best part about Wes top 8ing that tournament last year is I don't have it hung up, but I've got it behind the counter in the store here. I've got a $5 bill signed by Chris. We had made a bet last year. He's like, all Michigan players are ass. No one will make top 8. And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to bet on my state because I'm from Michigan, right? Let's bet some money on it. So we bet $5 on it.
Smart.
Wesley's over here. He top 8'd. He won me my $5. It's signed by Chris.
Were you the only
I'll
top
never
8?
sell it.
Chris knew I was playing the tournament.
Yep.
Even though I had the shoebox collection, I top 8'd, and I won the bet for DJ.
This year we're going to have to figure out something fun to run it back with, too.
All the players from Michigan are terrible, except for Chris McGarrett at the time. I did make a bet with DJ saying no one would top 8. Is anyone watching this or no?
Yeah.
We've got some serious players.
We got some questions.
The most recent comments. My least favorite part of Chris at IRL events is him saying his opponent's full name constantly for no reason.
Nakamoto.
All the Michigan
Who
players
is Nakamoto?
are not very good.
Oh, you're the one Asian guy. You're Nakamoto.
Chris McGarrett was the best player in Michigan, and I was like, okay.
Until when?
Okay.
Until Daddy
To
Dan
finish
won the
my
Grand Prix.
intro, I've top 8'd a couple regionals. I think it's 2 or 3. One was with Strike Ninja Return during Bazoo Return format. I was really proud of that. I lost to Rob Sinkowitz in the top 8 with Bazoo Return.
Oh, he's a good old school player.
Fuck that guy for beating me with that deck. I had a much cooler deck, Strike Ninja Return. It was awesome. I top 8'd with Goat Control, with Air Knight Parshath, Jinzo, and
Nick Giles.
Vampire Lord.
Nick Giles deck.
Jinzo, Air Knight, and Vampire Lord
Nick
main
Giles.
deck.
Nick Giles.
That was a Nick Giles
Shout out
deck.
Nick Giles.
It was amazing. I crushed people with Vampire Lord. Crushed them. And one other, I think it was just
No
standard.
Sacred Phoenix in there?
No. It was just standard.
So you've done decently well online, too, right? In like the last year?
Jumping online, I mean, online's easy because there's so many Greek players. And
Greek or great?
Greek.
Oh my God, you're gonna shit on the
love
Greeks
Greek.
now?
There's so many
Jesus.
Greek players
do like
online,
my
and they're
Greek fat Greek
free,
wedding, though.
and they're completely free. And
do have a
they
question,
all
though.
show up. They're all very passionate, and they're free. And only Marvin is the one who knows what the hell he's doing. Confused Ray, you're pretty good too. You're
Shout out
pretty
to
good
Marvin.
too.
I do
Shout
have a
out to
question.
Marvin.
I do
Confused
have a
Ray.
question
Everyone
about
else
online
is.
for you.
Yeah.
Wes. So this is the question I've been alluding to all night. So you ready?
Okay. Let's go.
Here we go. Dan's been cooking with this one, so
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm
Got
the
a big
online-
one
I'm
coming.
the online nerd.
we got a big one coming here.
So
What's your online handle, Wes?
My online handle is PIMH. The PIMH. Putting in my hand.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
So my question is, why do you hide your losses on Dueling Book?
Ooh, interesting. First off, I didn't know that was a thing. First off, until someone like commented on my profile, like, "Oh, I know why you hide your losses on DB now." I didn't know that was a thing. Okay.
It's an option you have to select, Wes. You literally have to go in your profile and click it.
Then I did that at some point. I don't care. The
I
fuck?
don't know what online.
So what you're
The
saying
fuck?
is, when you go
I
home
don't
tonight,
care.
will you unhide your losses?
No. No. You guys don't get to see
Will-
the kind of shit I'm playing on.
Will you
okay?
publicly say how many losses you have on your profile right now?
Go on your profile and take a
Do
look
you have
now.
more wins or losses?
I know for a fact I am 5-0 in this ladder season because
No.
I've only played 5 games. I've only played 5 games. I'm 5-0.
Well, you're at the bottom of the ladder.
Four with water control. Okay, you guys suck online. I don't know how to say it to you any more clearly than that. You guys all suck online.
What's your win-loss
Come to
ratio?
GGPs or you're a fucking bum.
oh, wow.
What's your win-loss ratio online?
It's 50-50. It's 50-50.
That's respectable.
I
You're
mean,
50-50 online?
I'm 50-50 online.
Okay.
Like, not on ladder. Ladder, I'm 80%. Against the top competition, 50-50.
What's the toughest tournament you've ever played in, and is it a live tournament or an online tournament?
Today.
Today was easily the toughest tournament I've had to play. Easily.
That's a good question.
Easily.
DJ.
Shout out to Big Higgins.
Online, I mean,
Today notwithstanding, pretend today doesn't exist. Toughest tournament.
I know I've played good players online,
Yeah.
and I say this to every online player I meet. Everyone I beat online knows the truth. I'm a sack. I'm a sack. I've been playing for fucking 6 months, guys. I've been a fan of GOAT format for a little while, sure. but I haven't kept up with the meta and like testing and like figuring out the statistics and it's got to get I played the trap the sheet. No, I just vibe.
Sounds about right.
I just vibe. I'm trying to get
You're
sneaky.
vibrating?
I'm trying to get
Vibrational?
sneaky wins against you nerds who are playing the same fucking 55 cards every tournament.
I can't believe you hate online more than I do. The internet.
So, as somebody that's played both, let me ask you: do you think it's possible for a good online or good live player to transition to online,
Well,
or do you think
clearly.
it's like hard?
Clearly, Adam.
It's clearly harder to win live.
Okay, so you think a good live player is going to be good online?
No, not necessarily. It's like
It's completely
it's
different
different games, but a live player trying to play against the best online player trying to play against the best live players is going to be complete clown show.
That's where I was going next. I was going. Do you think like one of the great online players can transition to live? Like, are they going to be really?
I mean, if
like,
you got the actual fortitude in your soul, but if you're a Cheeto eating nerd,
I don't even
in
know
your
what this
mom's
means at
basement,
this point.
Drinking a big
if
gulp.
you got drinking the big gulps,
I don't know why the internet community loves to drink their big gulps in the basement with the air conditioning full blast with the Cheeto dust on
in the
it.
mum's basement.
right.
mom's
If you're
basement.
that type of guy who doesn't have the killer instinct, who doesn't have the will to win, and doesn't play live at all, obviously you're gonna come live. You're gonna have the nerves, and you're gonna misplay against a guy you cannot misplay against.
So, what do you think as far as like body language and like personal reads and things like that? Do you take any stock in that? Do you put that into your game at all? Like, are you paying attention to people's tendencies and their different
For me
live tells and
personally-
shit like that?
For me personally,
Yeah.
there are so many live tells, but I try not to take advantage because I played poker when I was
you're not
early 20s. I don't want to fuck with you. I'm not trying to be the mind master fuck master over here. Okay, like there are plenty of live tells that you can pick up on and you can manipulate and you can use to your advantage. That I tend to not lean that direction.
Someone have something to say on West
Yeah,
Fowler?
I got a guy here that says this Greek player likes playing you.
Oh, who
That's
is it?
fine. That's fine.
Jeff.
I like
Jeff
playing.
Campbell's watching.
Oh, Jeff Campbell.
He's got you.
Jeff is Greek.
He's got you.
He has my number.
He has your number.
So I will say this one. I will admit to being probably technically the worst player out of this three here. But my biggest skill that I have is I will mind fuck the shit out of people in person. Top 8, he was standing behind me. I was playing against a Magic the Gathering player. And
in Dallas?
yeah, I know that
Okay.
because he kept saying exiled. I'm like, where the fuck is exiled? I don't see you doing anything.
That's
with it.
new age
He
magic
wasn't playing
shit.
Warrior. So I've got a back row. He's got a back row. I summon Breaker the Magical Warrior. I add the counter. Ask him if he's got a negation. No, he doesn't. I say remove the counter. Hit your back row. He flips over a Geki Break, discards for cost, and he points at my Breaker. And I said, "Oh, you want to do the back row?" He goes, "Yeah, I want to do the back row." He didn't want to do the back row. I chain it. It's Jar Greed. After that point, that was like turn
done.
1 or turn 2.
That's
He
just
was
taking
completely
advantage
done.
of someone. That's just bad,
See-
man.
Yeah, he was
You're
completely
gonna
cooked.
get finessed.
Yeah.
You're gonna get cooked up.
The-
You're
in
not
the
strong
finals-
enough for
Can't do that
online, for
online.
live.
In the finals, the guy tries to summon BLS against me when I've got Kaiku face up.
Oh, that was beautiful watching
So I just
that.
say to him, like, "Oh,
Toss the champ! Toss the champ! Toss the champ! Ryan Spicer! Toss the champ!
Oh,
Tattoo versus
shout out
BLS.
Texas!
They
Shout out
love
Texas.
mentioning the
Shout out
Tulsa
Texas.
champ
Shout
on
out Ryan
stream.
Spicer!
Yo tried so hard.
So I say
You
to
guys
him, like,
gave it your best effort.
Well, you can't do that, but
Can I showcase the
thank you for letting me know that you have BLS in your hand." And then the next turn comes around, and he's playing, and he's thinking at his hand real quick. So he's got the BLS and one other card that he just drew. And I said, "Well, maybe try summoning the BLS again. See if it works this time."
We did have some good, we had a good judge there too.
See, if you said that in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, you'd be getting a game loss for that.
Really?
They're really strict with
That's
trash talk, guys.
antagonization, yeah.
Yup.
Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! A bunch of pussies. I don't know what to say.
Oh yeah.
Well, DJ, any other questions?
Yeah, yeah.
Is there any
Those are
questions from the
decent
audience?
Any
intros.
questions
Just
from the
people
audience from the
watching.
3 people are watching? From the 2 or 3 people?
There's only 5 different people.
From Rob
commenting,
Cedar,
so.
Jeff Campbell,
Rob
or Brian
Cedar.
Higgins.
Yeah, Brian Higgins, Rob
No,
Cedar,
no, I
Jeff
got
Campbell.
some like Chicago guys watching over there.
Really?
too.
Shout out
Oh,
Chicago
Chicago's
with your
bullshit,
note
dude.
taking.
They don't
I'm a
do
note
Chicago.
taker all over you,
I want to
motherfuckers.
talk to Chicago guys. I go to your Grand Prix every year in Tinley Park. top 8. The best player in the world, Adam Teshuba, won at 519 2 years ago. The Canadian Killer won it last year. But I'm not going to Tinley Park this year. I'm not playing the GGP
Why not?
Chicago because the owners will not let us, and it seems to be the
Play by the
only
rules of GOAT format.
owners do not play by the rules of GOAT format by allowing us to note take. So we can't note take. I can't write down my cards when I play Trap Dash Shooter. You search for your Sangan or write down a
It
towel.
is curious.
and
Thunder Dragon.
I can't write down anything. And they put 10 people that work at the store into the tournament that all play OTK.
That doesn't seem very legitimate.
No, it's not legitimate at all, and it's not very fair because all their players are running OTK.
I wonder if all their players get paired against Turbo players.
I don't know, but when they get eliminated, they become automatically judges. So I'm not playing Tinley Park this year.
If they get
GGP.
eliminated, they become judges of the same tournament they were
That
playing?
that's absurd.
Wait a second.
I would. So your first
Hold
point, I
up.
would argue, like you could just use your memory to remember the cards.
Hold up.
But the
But
second point is
not-
completely
that's not the
valid.
point because it's the rules of GOAT format.
I
You're
get
allowed
it.
to take notes.
That's
Yeah.
the rules. That's like saying we can't,
So they
you can
don't
double
follow the
dribble in
rules of
basketball.
GOAT format,
No
and
priority.
then they have their players drop and become judges so their friends
Right.
can get favorable
Yeah,
judging.
yeah. I guess what I'm saying is like I can,
Tinsley Park sounds pretty corrupt.
Oh, you're going next week, Art.
Holy crap!
Well, we better settle it down, Wes, if you're gonna go there next week.
Yeah, you don't want to be banned from the
This
store,
place
buddy.
sounds pretty corrupt.
His name is Rob Cedar.
It's a great store.
Shout
actually.
out
The store's
Tinsley Park.
nice.
I'll see you next week.
There's a food restaurant next to it, but I hope you guys do well. But I'm not going this year because I don't like that rule. That
You know the only reason I'm going.
you're going because of.
The
He's
only
going
reason I'm
for
going.
back to back.
I'm the only.
The only reason
He's
I'm going
going
is to
to
do
try
back-to-back.
back to back.
Back to back would be sick.
But shout out
Yep.
to Chicago players. Shout out to the city of Chicago.
Shout out
The relinquished
to the
guy seems cool.
Kalishes.
Like
Kalish
Kalish
said he doesn't know
Thomas.
if he was
Just
going.
come to Michigan.
The Chicago guys
Stop
I had
wasting
here
your
last
time
year were
over
cool,
there.
yeah. I
with
only
these
ever had
silly
issues. I had
nonsense
issues with
people.
one guy last year at the Grand Prix. So
Who was
Dale
it?
Belita.
I'm not gonna say the name
Sean
on
Daggett.
stream, but it was
Did
it
he
was
ask you for free drinks?
it was somebody who asked me for a bunch of free stuff and claimed they were a celebrity.
Oh.
Oh.
And it's like I just have no.
So the-
Sounds
I
like
mean,
Dale.
I just
No
yeah.
names. No
It
names.
That's
sounds
too
like
much
Dale.
for me, you know.
Was
It
the
sounds a
person
little like
Who
Dale.
said they were a Yu-Gi-Oh celebrity and demanding free drinks and food? Was it a Canadian?
It may or may not have been a Canadian.
It sounds
Was it a
very
Canadian from Toronto
familiar.
or Windsor?
Okay.
No
who else is
comment.
watching this? So let's have some more questions.
shit.
We're cruising through this.
Chicago people watching, Kenny. It's okay.
Kenny who?
Shout out Chicago.
Is that-
Kenny Hughes watching.
I hate your city.
Oh, Kenny Hughes. Oh,
I said hi to the Wisconsin.
Is that one of the burn guys?
Yeah, Kenny.
He comes with
Shout
like
out
Nathan and that.
Cleveland.
There's a whole group that, like a
Shout
whole
out
truckload or a
Cincy,
carload of
shout out
people that come in.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Kenny
Yo,
Hughes.
Don't
yo,
show
guy.
out Cincy.
Kenny Hughes knocked me out of Chicago last year.
I don't know
at Tinley
who's
Park.
from Cincy. Yeah.
Gibbons.
He's
Well,
on Friday.
is it just the pedophile from Cincy?
You talking about Gibbons?
Where is Nathan Wolf from? Shout out Nathan
is
Wolf
Northern
and his
Kentucky,
crew.
I think.
Is he? I thought he was
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
shout out your
Wisconsin.
crew, Nathan Wolf.
I don't know.
Nathan's cool.
They all
Kenny,
played Turbo in Cleveland. They didn't
That
play
was
burn.
interesting, yeah.
Kenny, I think he's from Wisconsin.
Nathan didn't play Burn. Oh, he's already got his
they
invite.
played
He got
Turbo.
his world
That's
invite
true.
from playing Burn online. So
true.
he's probably like, yeah, fuck it, I want to try something different. So
He didn't want to come expected.
Nathan
Yeah.
Wolf's gonna be here in Detroit.
Yeah.
GGP.
Hell yeah.
He's a good player.
He's
Everyone
really
respects
good.
him.
He's
No one
already-
ever
Detroit
says anything bad about him.
GGP, hottest tournament on the series last year was the national championship. It was the North American championship is what it was last year.
I mean, it was the biggest prize pool of any U.S. GGP ever. I didn't look into the foreign ones. I know like Italy gets some like 200-person GGPs. I'm sure they
Yeah,
were
they
bigger
probably
and they're
prizes,
still
but
not.
yeah.
And they're still
But in
not
the
coming
U.S.,
to
we were the
prizes.
biggest last year. This year, we're the biggest by a mile again.
much
Like,
is
it's
it?
not close.
1,500?
It's 1,500 guaranteed to first.
1,500 for first
Yes.
only.
They're
First
not-
place guaranteed. I'm having a high roller
So
for
you're
it,
still
too.
giving out second place and third place?
You going out through
Yeah.
8th?
Yeah,
Yeah,
top.
correct.
If I have
Yeah.
64 or more people, I will pay top 16. I'm paying out at least top 8.
It might be 120 for
guaranteed
eight.
First place American?
American USD, yes.
Pesos.
I'm
Yeah.
expecting somewhere between $3,000 and $4,000 in the prize pool that day.
I know
So-
there's rumors about Europeans coming. Have any Europeans signed up yet?
Can't comment on that.
Why?
Interest.
Why can't you comment on it?
They may some of the people that have signed up may or may not have asked me to publicize it.
Really?
And honestly, in general,
That's
I don't
cool. That's cool.
publicize my player list. So
cool.
I know
That's
some
fine.
places
They
do.
do
I
some
don't. I don't
places.
publicize my player list. So
That's fine.
That's kind
if
of.
That's
they're
awesome.
if they're willing to tell you
all
they
of
signed
you
up, they can. You know, obviously,
Are we
but I'm
out
not
of
going to.
state?
What country?
Out
are they
of
from?
country, Come on over. This is a 1,500 guaranteed for first.
I can tell you we've had some
This is
people
the
from
biggest
California
thing that-
already like ready to go. I
the
had a guy from
biggest tournament
Texas.
Yu-Gi-Oh has
from
ever
Texas?
had.
Sean Bush.
Is Sean Bush?
I'm not going to tell you
It's
who.
gonna be
It's
Sean.
bigger
Tulsa
than the
champ?
World Championship.
Tulsa
Live in Detroit, Michigan.
I don't
It
care.
won't be too bad.
Who's the Texas person? I want to know. Give me a clue.
Maybe can someone beat
That's
us
my
together?
clue. He's
I
from
could.
Texas.
It's Sean Bush.
Now, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
At your tournament that you're having, the GGP Detroit.
Sure.
I've seen a lot of different rules at different GGPs.
Okay.
For instance, this one in Tinley Park where they won't allow you to take notes, which is BS in my opinion. The last tournament, GGP Texas, where Dan won, there was a rule where you weren't allowed to go outside.
Yeah,
So
ridiculous.
if you went outside,
Well,
would
you
be
weren't allowed to leave
disqualified.
the you weren't allowed to like leave the lot. Or
Yeah,
whatever,
they changed the rules.
I
They said you-
want-
So
Wondered
what I'll tell
so
you as far
much
as
that
GGP
tournament.
Detroit rules, and I'm pretty. I try to be as transparent as I can with things. On the Facebook event page for the Grand Prix, all the rules that I could think of, I wrote down on there. So that event link has been live for like 2 months now. I would encourage you to check that out, and then if you do have questions beyond, if there was something that I
Oh, one
missed,
thing
we
I
can talk
noticed,
about
it's
it. Yeah.
not, it's not neither your event or the other Michigan one are in the calendar on the Goat Format Discord. So you need to message JDZ
Yeah, I need to
about
talk to
that.
JDZ about
It's-
that.
it's
There's been.
not on
I'm a
the
little
calendar.
disappointed with how Detroit's been marketed on their end, and I know there's other GGPs that have been getting a lot more push than ours have, and I don't know the reason why,
Makes no
but
sense.
I don't want to speculate. JDZ seems like a nice guy. I like
He's
him.
a very
but
He mentioned that he liked you.
yeah.
He does like you.
He didn't. I mean, I don't know.
I think we just have a difference of opinion on how things
He didn't
to
like the amount
grow,
of money.
right?
He didn't like the amount of money for the
Amount of
tournament.
money is.
Well, how else do you get
It's
the format to grow?
interesting.
You're not going to have 200 people show up to play a tournament where I'm giving away $500 to first place, right? Or
It's-
$30 to first place. It's
I know,
not worth
realistically,
traveling. So
the best pool of players, US wise at least, that we've had was probably Dallas for one GGP.
That GGP was crazy with the amount of talent, but this Detroit Game Time DGP
should be the biggest one.
If you're a serious player and you're not coming to a 1,500 guaranteed,
you don't have any other like there's
What are you
nothing even
doing?
close. All of Dallas's prize pool was like $1,100 total for the whole
Now,
tournament,
what
right?
are we going to do about streaming setup?
I'm giving much more than that for first alone.
Are you going to have any commentators or anything for it?
This
for
store's too
streaming?
small for commentators. I have to talk to
Yeah.
JDZ about that. I think the plan was to do something similar to last time, but I'm not sure. I did last
Off-site
night. I spent about
commentary.
$1,800 on a streaming PC.
I really
so I'm
wish
getting
that
something.
I really wish that JDZ could come to that event. Like,
Yeah.
having a professional, commentator here for that event would.
We gotta get him here. We gotta communicate with him and get him.
Yeah,
here.
the problem is the store's small, and like I'm super big about competitive integrity, and I just don't want.
He
We're
doesn't,
gonna
he
shove
doesn't
him in
mention
the
any
closet.
cards or anything like that.
Right, but like even talking things. I mean,
He-
there was once or
he's
twice
very
on the Dallas
professional
stream
about it.
where he was like, "Oh, I should probably be quiet," because like him and the guy next to him were talking about certain cards, right? So
Oh,
that and
what?
I don't want
What?
you.
What
You don't
about-
want
You
you don't
couldn't-
want one of the matches
you-
like
you didn't
hearing
talk
over
about
here.
it.
As
I
someone
didn't
at,
even know
as
there was
someone
Yu-Gi-Oh
at
going on.
Dallas,
Yeah.
as someone at Dallas, they were
Chris Pittao
talking about the
advertisement.
commentary during the stream. You couldn't. I was standing 5 feet away from them. Sometimes you couldn't hear their
I could hear
whispers.
this
Yeah.
motherfucker on the
Yeah.
stream. I was put
I
off
think
for a couple of
I
times.
think the way you do that, especially if you have in-house commentary, you just have it like on a 5-minute delay or 10-minute delay, and that's probably good enough.
Yeah.
But
shoe closet back there.
No funny rules in Detroit. It's just gonna be. Standard.
I don't think there's. I
no
mean,
taking,
No double elimination top.
No double elimination.
I actually don't remember what I wrote on there.
I
No,
mean,
I don't.
go-
I don't think it's.
Can
I
we
think
go
what I
outside?
did.
No,
No,
two
you
out
can't
of
go
three.
outside.
2 out of 3.
You can go
You're
outside.
not
You can go
allowed
outside.
to leave
I
the
think what I
premises.
did for that was there's no double elim, but I believe at top 8 we get into because it's a top 16 cut. I think I was what I wrote down.
Top
and
16?
then let me double check. I'll check
Top
right now because I don't
16?
want to quote. I think it's
really-
top.
I
I
really-
think it's top 16 with top 8 starting 3 of 5s. But let me check.
Oh.
That's
Well,
too low.
I'm still coming.
I'm gonna be asleep by the end of it.
I'd
You know,
rather-
winning a big tournament is, I think, like endurance is a skill.
Yes, I agree.
So having
what all I ate,
be
that-
endurance as part of it too is something there,
I was
right?
just chugging Gatorades and eating Rice
You know,
Krispie
I
treats.
think the best 3 out of 5. Everyone's gonna roll their eyes and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be on
Yeah,
all
I
night."
agree.
The
But
better
thing
player
is,
wins more often
the
with
better
3 out of
player
5, and
wins
I'm all
that.
for reducing variance, especially at the end of a tournament when prizes are so big, right?
I do really like.
That's where I
3-0
want to be
people.
at with that. I want.
Go people.
Yeah.
So it's top
Shout out to
16.
Adam.
Oh, okay, hello Adam. So it's top 16 no matter what, or so if we get 30 people, it's top 16. If we get 60 people or 80 people, it's top 16 no matter what.
Yeah, should be.
All right.
Oh,
Let me
We're
check
all-
here,
we're
make
all
sure on
gonna
things
get in
real
then,
quick.
What if we get 16?
We're gonna
What did I write
What if we
down
get
here?
16 people?
Well, it's top 16.
Let me see. Let me see. Where did I write this down?
That
'Cause I
can't
wrote
be right.
down.
So you're going to
Yeah.
Chicago next
So
week.
here's where
Chicago.
I got this. I've got it capped at 70. I don't think we'll hit the cap. I think we're going to be somewhat similar in numbers
I
to
think we're
last
gonna
year.
get 50.
Yeah, I think it was either 51 or 53
50 would
last
be
year, and like
interesting.
20 something inside events. So I think we're going to be like high 40s, low 50s.
Oh,
I would
we'll have
like.
about 50. Adam Teshuba told me that he knows tons of people that are coming. It's a big deal.
They
People
are?
flying from places. According to Adam, best
Have
part
they
of the
registered yet?
I've
How
had
many
a
do you
decent
have
amount
registered
registered.
right
I haven't looked in a minute. I want to say we're in like the 20s right now. 20s
Holy shit,
registered.
really?
I
Yeah.
better register soon.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think a lot of people partially because of the buy-in, they're waiting until like the day of to show up, or
Yes,
waiting till like
I'm
really
going as
close.
well.
And initially I did have pushback with the buy-in, but I think the people that push back on the buy-in, it's just I don't want to say like I hate to say it's like short-sighted or like you're not thinking big
It's
enough
just a
with
little
it.
abnormal from
But
what they're
yeah,
used
it's
to.
different, but you have to get growth and change somehow. How do you expect the game to get bigger? Like the really competitive people, you want to draw people, and you
Joe
want to make
Biden,
it
it's
worth people
inflation.
traveling for. Right, you want like this
politics.
really high skill level event.
No
so,
politics.
and I think you're not going to get a guy from you're not going to
politics.
get you're not going to get a guy from California to fly in if I was giving away like a box of OTS. To
Oh,
the
yeah,
winner,
they'd drive
right?
you nuts.
So
The guy would drive in
that's-
from California without pre-registering and then not get in.
in my mind, that's like the worst thing. I think that's a big mistake that is going on with GOATS right now. Is a lot of the Grand Prix are being held by OTS stores. OTS stores are pretty handcuffed in what they can do as prizes. So most of them are giving modern packs or some modern cards or modern or OTS
Wade
packs,
modern
right?
packs.
And some of them are Wade, yeah. And it's like the GOAT guys that play, they have no use for modern cards or
Exactly.
modern
Well,
packs,
they-
right? So it's just a deterrent to.
They seem to have been putting like one GOAT kind of eligible card in each of these OTS packs. It's
Prime
Yeah.
grade ultimate.
Wangu is in. Wangu's
okay.
in there, yeah.
Okay, so here's what I've got. I did look it up. This is exactly what I've got on the event page. We're rolling with this. I just wanted to confirm because it's been a minute since I looked at it. We are absolutely, for the day, we are doing 40-minute Swiss rounds in the Swiss. We are cutting to top 16.
Okay.
Our top 16, top 8, and top 4 matches are best of 3, and we'll have a 60-minute time limit.
Okay.
The grand finals is best of 5 with no time limit.
So just finals.
Just finals is best of 5,
awesome.
and you can side deck for 2, 3, 4, and 5.
That's amazing.
So that's what I ended up
fun.
going with.
That's pretty cool.
And I've got it right in the list. You know, we're not going to have any funny business or shenanigans
just
like
have to
last
play it
year.
out.
We are finishing the event here. If the event is not finished out here,
No prizes.
first and second will not receive a prize.
That's
You
I will withhold
you
their prizes.
have sacrificed
So
your prize.
we will have we will have the final match played out in the store this year.
What about deck lists?
Deck lists are required.
How accurate do they need to be?
Reasonably, we will be deck checking every round.
Will BLS be on there or?
I would suggest you to be more specific.
So I
Because
can't
there are
just put
certainly
noblemen.
2 different BLS.
So no one across.
There are 2 noblemans in the format.
Of course.
So
okay.
yes.
Just want to make sure that's
Yep. I would
Shout out
encourage
Buzzball.
everybody to be as
Shout out
specific as
Buzzball
possible.
Ryan.
Last year we had a couple of deck list issues. We had a guy in top 8 that wasn't able to use all of their side deck because it wasn't written down.
He might have won.
We
it.
had
was that?
he
Who was
had
that?
That was
I don't want to say the name.
It was Del Bolito.
But we also had somebody else with like an error deck list, but yeah, so the most important thing, I mean, that's like it's super important to have your deck list correct because we do deck check, we do, everywhere does, right? And I think some people don't spend enough time making
It's a
sure their
really
deck list is
stupid
good.
problem to have.
It is.
What's your one? If you could change one thing from your GGP last year, what would it be?
Judging.
I think our weakest point was judging last year,
Is there
and
anything that you regret for not judging?
So I had like 3 judges deep of backups, and it all failed on me the last week. I think given what we had available and what happened, we probably had the best. I probably made the best decision with what I had. I
You could
guess
fly the guy from Dallas in.
I have had some people reach out and offer to judge for out of
Have you
town
heard
that.
from that guy? That'd be hilarious. That'd be so
Oh,
fucking
Jesus.
funny.
We fly him in.
No, we can't fly him
He
in.
was a character.
My favorite thing was the fact that my opponent, my opponent summons
See that
Chaos
camera?
Sorcerer. My opponent summons Chaos Sorcerer. He banishes my monster, summons Tsukiyomi, sets his Chaos Sorcerer, flips it
Jesus.
up again,
And tries to attack.
and tries
Yeah.
to attack.
But he summoned the Chaos Orb for that turn.
And the judge is like,
The judge is like, sure, why
seems
can't
cool.
you do that?
Seems cool, bro.
I feel like outside of the judging, everybody was really happy, and generally, like, I had general good sentiment about how the event ran. I didn't really have too many complaints about anything outside of judging. People liked the prizes. They liked the different store running them. I'm a friendly guy most of the time, so I think that helps because I know not all store owners. Some are standoffish, some just aren't very social,
I think
some
the
aren't
double
friendly.
elimination was probably
So,
that was probably a
Double
little bit of a
Elam, people
misstep.
complained a little bit about that. I still think, especially on a big event towards the end, I want to have a format where the best player wins the most often. So I still I'll die on that hill that I,
mean,
think
that's
top
Yu-Gi-Oh!
8 should be
The
double
best player doesn't
Elam,
always
but
win. Look at the topic. Look at Rob,
it helps
Rob
reduce
Cedar.
variance, right?
Rob
But
Cedar,
like,
he loses to the best ginger.
sure. I didn't do it for this year. I know people
I
complained,
wish my hair
so
was red.
we didn't do that. I think the one thing I could have maybe done differently last year was I gave, as my head judge, I let him kind of do his thing. I didn't want to step on his toes or kind of like emasculate him. And there was a situation or two where I probably should have done that. So
It's like,
Um,
actually, I'm
Is,
Go-
that, is that an
missing.
apology to those people right
Chris
now?
McGarrett.
Just to us?
Chris McGarrett.
Shout out
We'll
Chris
go-
McGarrett.
Chris McGarrett, shout out. One of my best friends of all time. He's great. He's a local player here. But
Listen.
he didn't get the game loss he thought he would get from your judge.
I've told Chris, I've said the same thing to Chris every time he brings it up, every time I talk to him, you know.
Did you apologize?
I told him exactly what I just said right
Do
there.
you want to make a live apology to Chris McGarrett right now? He's watching probably.
He
from
has to
Cedar.
make
No.
them, so he has to.
You're
make
not going to
them.
apologize to Chris McGarrett live?
No.
It wasn't DJ's fault. It wasn't his.
What happened
In
happened, you know,
hindsight-
shit like
in
that happens.
hindsight, knowing,
So,
knowing the ruling, knowing how it should have been, and knowing how it was ruled after that, you will say that it was a mistake. Though.
yeah, it was a mistake. I'm sorry it happened. Shit like that
You're
happens,
sorry.
though, right?
There you
You're
go.
sorry.
Sure,
You're sorry.
sure.
Okay, you're sorry.
You know,
Sorry about
I would
the
argue
mistake.
that.
He's sorry.
Sorry about the
McGarrett.
mistake,
I
not
would-
the
Come back to
judge.
Game Time and play with us. He's
Remember,
sorry.
Chris,
Just
when people
play
say
the
sorry,
game.
Chris, it means they're actually sorry.
Sure.
Oh, are you? Everyone's sorry, Chris McGarrett. We're all sorry here. Chris McGarrett, everyone.
I-
Also sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
for
Chris
whatever. For
You know-
whatever
sorry.
I've
Wes
done.
is sorry. Okay, let's take a few more questions and then we'll start wrapping it up. Anything else that you want to say?
We barely even got through.
Whoa,
anything.
yeah, I didn't
I
know
mean,
you were the
I
host
mean,
here.
really?
Wow.
He hasn't
You
asked.
were-
Wow,
Okay,
this guy
fine.
here. We didn't even really get into
I
Dallas.
mean, you crushed the entire tournament. You crushed the entire tournament. I'm just here for the
Okay.
match.
Memorable moments in Dallas, guys.
The breaker moment was
Like what
huge.
was the best round, worst play, best play, all that stuff. Like fill me in the ups and downs. Like I'm sure you guys had a fun night afterwards.
I
right?
did play
Do you remember
GGP.
any of it?
I played GGP champion or GGP runner-up Brian Higgins.
Yeah.
Did you win?
I did win,
Oh.
Wow.
and then I swiftly overplayed my hand against Alvarado in Game 3 and lost, and then went
Alvarado
3
got the
after
best
that.
of ya.
Alvarado's a good player.
Alvarado played well. Scrub for Life played well.
He was a great guy too. I enjoyed hanging out with him and JDZ at the gun range
Yeah,
the next
man.
day.
Yeah,
It
we
was
shot
great
guns
times.
with Alvarado the next day. He
was
showed
really
us how
cool.
to shoot it.
JDZ taught me how to
Oh, yeah,
shoot a gun.
JDZ,
That
yeah.
was really cool.
Yeah.
That was nice of him.
Those guys are both really cool.
You do look like a school shooter. That's the only problem. Teaching you how to shoot a gun.
Listen, life ain't no joke.
My favorite part of Dallas was that the owner of Dallas let me drink alcohol excessively.
After he nearly kicked you out.
He almost kicked me out.
What did you almost get kicked out?
Well, the owner, didn't put table numbers like you have in your shop.
That's ridiculous.
And
I
they-
was getting super frustrated because I was sitting there for 5 minutes and my opponent wasn't there. Everybody else
Jesus
was sitting
Christ.
down ready to play. So he was getting frustrated for me because this was the last
Right.
round. And I was 4-1 at the time. So he was getting frustrated for me because he wanted to see me win and get on top, and my opponent's not there. So that was a frustration that Chris had because, you know, he had already scooped to West by that point.
You would have to find your opponent.
So I
Like,
got something I can
It was
leak right
really
now. I got a little spoiler. I'm getting some really nice custom-made table numbers for the Grand Prix.
Ooh.
So they're gonna be fancy.
Full tablecloth? Ooh.
Yeah, it was very cool. It was lame that this guy did not put table numbers. Thank you for putting table numbers, DJ. It really fucked things up in Dallas. It made the tournament go like an extra
You
hour.
can't run a big tournament. Like, if everybody knows everybody, it's one thing. Like, our Fridays are kind of to the point where people can kind of
That's
sit
fine,
wherever they
yeah.
want because everybody knows each other. But especially in a larger event or or an event where a bunch of people are essentially randoms to each other, having no table numbers is insane.
Yeah, you end up shouting Nakamoto 15 times.
I didn't know the guy's name. It was a guy named Nakamaru. I
And
kept
someone
telling him.
else came up to him and
then
was
he
like,
cheated
I'm Nakamari.
Yeah, he said he was Nakamaru.
It was like Die Hard.
Nakamari.
Are you Nakamoto?
He admitted it. So
Okay. So I got somebody in chat just popped in, a Melissa. They are from Quality, and they're saying hi. And they hosted a GGP, and they're hoping to host a bigger one.
Is that the owner? Is that an owner?
So the exact comment is, "Hey, how you guys doing tonight? I hope you're all doing well. My wife and I own a small shop, Quality. We hosted a Grand Prix in Chicago last year, but we plan to host a bigger one soon."
Well, they got to be better than the ones that are hosting it this year, so that'll be...
Alyssa, I'm pretty sure I know ya. I played at your Grand Prix last year. I topped. I beat Adam Teshuba in top 16. I made it to top 8, and I lost to Kevin Malone.
Is that the guy from The Office?
Kevin Malone.
I thought he was a basketball
and
player.
Alyssa, your shop was great. It was packed in there, but there was a problem at the end. The pricing. Alyssa, I know we're live and you can hear me, but the pricing was not good. They gave us packs, and it was packs that you guys got for free, and it was kind of disappointing after driving 5 hours, going through international borders, getting 2 nights of hotel, and I lose in top 8, and I got a couple packs, and I actually complained, and the husband. He was really cool, but he said he'll give me an extra more to make me shut up. That's great shop, but we got to make the price a little better because I don't know how much we were paying for $25 times 64 people.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is a lot of money, and we're giving away a couple packs that we get for free. So shout out to Alyssa from Quality. Your shop's great. It was beautiful in there.
It's like $1,600 worth of.
We got to get better prizes because I would love to come to your shop again.
Math.
But if we got to up those prizes to get a good group coming back there. But shout out again to Alyssa.
Best thing for me about Dallas, other than winning, the best part of it was just obviously, again, this is the online versus in-person thing. Is just being there with all your friends. That's a huge thing. Wearing queer Hawaiian shirts. That's another thing. And then just playing against good players. Like I played against Sean Bush in round 4 after I lost against Adam. That was just a really great time. Like it really helps you improve going to these big events. Like you're not gonna play against Anthony in round 5 of a GGP unless you're Wes Fowler and then you're X3 by that
Wow.
point. Just kidding.
That's
it's just it really helps you improve. Online isn't going to help you improve because unless you watch your replay fastidiously, you're not going to know what you did wrong. It's really tough. But the GGPs really help you improve.
Texas was awesome.
Yeah, great.
We
time.
drank.
Hibachi.
He won. We got hibachi.
You ate meat?
Yeah, I'm a vegetarian. Not a lot of people know I'm a vegetarian, but when I go on a vacation where I fly, I will have a purge week. So I only got to fly. Because all my buddies are going out every night. They're eating steak and hamburgers. It's really hard on me.
You can fly to Chicago.
I could. So I fly out twice a year to go to a GGP, like Texas. So I'll eat meat.
You're going to eat in Orlando?
I'll eat meat in Orlando. I don't like it. I hate it, but it's just something really, really rare.
The
rare
chicken
to me to
tender.
do.
Ooh, I have a question that I forgot about for Wes Fowler.
Okay.
Ooh,
okay.
Wes Fowler question.
So we were speaking about couches.
Oh,
What's
gosh.
your
Shit.
best memory of like a couch story playing Yu-Gi-Oh?
Is
Couch
this
story playing
is
Yu-Gi-Oh.
this? Am I gonna get terminated from YouTube over this
What are we
answer?
allowed to do? What are we allowed to talk?
It's one of Chris's Facebook friends is what this involves. So let's
Alrighty.
continue this.
Well, we'll wing it, and I'll shut it down if it gets too wild.
Maybe you shouldn't tell it, Wes. It's sexual.
Oh God.
It was a sexual couch.
try and tell the story.
Oh,
with
you're
other words.
talking about the couch story.
The Wes
okay.
Fowler casting couch.
Oh
Can we
Jesus.
not talk about this tonight?
It wasn't my casting couch.
It was your house.
It was my home.
Yeah.
There were people doing inappropriate stuff on the couch in my home.
We'll leave it like that.
That's about it.
That's fair to
There was
say.
That's about it.
inappropriate- There was 2 homosexual men
All right.
doing sexual stuff.
I had
on a
nothing
couch.
to do
all
with
Was one of
it.
them
yeah.
Wes Fowler?
No.
Oh, okay.
I had nothing to
Wes
do
was
with
not
this.
involved. That's
It
good.
was my
I mean,
home. They violated
Yeah.
my home, and they keep
the worst is
teasing
when
me
it
about
happens
it.
without
They
permission.
were
You know.
lovers.
They
Yeah.
keep teasing
So,
me about it.
Anyways, bringing it back to Yu-Gi-Oh. Like in general.
Bring it back. Bring
Yeah,
it back.
bringing
That was
it back.
Yu-Gi-Oh players.
Yeah, so I do want to say, like, in general, I'm a pretty reserved person. I want to say that I do believe that this area here, like, Game Time itself, we get players. I mean, we get players that drive like 2 hours one way to come here and play. I think we have the best scene in the country, and I would love to see anybody who feels otherwise come out here and try to prove me wrong on
I
that.
mean, we had a guy that won an event down in Atlanta, came to locals last night, and how did he do?
He 0-2 dropped. Yeah,
That was him.
Yeah.
He won it.
That was
it.
I
should have.
He was from North Carolina. We had a player from North Carolina
Dallas
come up
Doing
here.
high. That was you.
No.
No.
No, it
Oh,
wasn't a
okay.
GGP.
Doing
He won. He won like some kind of other event in
Okay,
Atlanta.
it's just some
but
modern
decent.
player.
But he had a
Yeah.
deck list online.
Okay.
He was playing all
His name
champion
was
pack.
Dallas. His name was
Okay.
Dallas.
He had I know he had a max rarity deck.
He's
Like, that
playing
was
champion
pretty
pack
cool.
cards.
Yeah,
He lost to Anthony.
Yeah,
twice.
I mean,
he did not lose to Anthony.
Life ain't no joke here at Game Time Michigan. We are taking Yu-Gi-Oh! GOAT format very seriously. We have the past 2 GGP champions here.
Thank you.
I'm
And that's
showing
really
up every
cool. Like,
week.
I might not be able to say that in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to brag about it every chance I get until then.
Yeah,
The
you will.
2 most recent GGP champions come and play at my store. How cool is that? And they like me too, which is always a bonus.
I don't like
so.
him. I love him. Does quality respond? Are they gonna give? Are they gonna put up cash?
like they said some stuff.
Okay.
We're actually
Is
doing
it good
big
stuff? I don't
things
have
here
anything
at Game
against them. I
Time
know.
Michigan.
Were they way
So
We
it's
have a
Derek.
GGP
Derek,
coming
Derek's
622.
Hey,
You
Derek.
put up a show
He
up.
says that it's hard to do because they're OTS, so like
Yeah.
it's hard for them to do any prizes because they're OTS.
Well, they could do it. They could do a console.
Last
Life ain't
time
no
it
joke.
was out of there, it was their bad. They did $10 buy-in, but they'll make sure it's different. Thanks for the feedback.
Yeah, that was the only thing. The tournament went really smoothly, and everyone had positive. They had so many people at this tournament. This tournament's always been brought up that there were so many people. People had to play on their air hockey table, and so it was people out. And it was snowing. It was beautiful out, and it's in Chicago. But yeah, PAX is not good. I know your hands are tied and your hands are handcuffed with.
You could do something with it.
Your hands are handcuffed. It can't do a lot when you're OTS store.
They're a
But
little
yeah.
bound by the
I-
OTS.
the store that I won in Cleveland, Cleveland GGP, they were OTS as well, and they gave out their top 4 was
Consoles.
two Switches, an Xbox,
And they offer
PS5.
buybacks, so that's a way to get around the OTS.
So
Yeah.
that's a way to
Legally.
go. That's a
Legally.
way- If you guys do top 4, Derek, in quality consoles, I'll come back. We'll send 10.
Because I
people
hear
coming.
there will be a GGP in Illinois up for grabs next year. So
Yeah,
Ooh.
because the next year, Derek, they're getting rid of they're making one store or one rule book for all the stores, one guideline. You have to allow note taking, unlike Tinley Park.
Is this public information? Should we be sharing it?
I don't
we
care.
just already shared now.
Okay.
I'm sharing it.
Too fucking
If you
late.
don't know, now you know.
Next year,
Jesus.
there's going to be it's going to be a playbook, but if you want a Grand Prix,
You have to accept
You have
it.
to accept the deal of note taking, time,
Top 8.
top 8. The amount of
Run
cash.
your own silly
amount-
note-taking tournaments, but
Yeah.
you're not going to be GOAT format.
You won't qualify for
So I
Worlds.
really like to come
You
back to
won't be
quality
go from
again. There's a guy that always comes to the Grand Prix. He came here from Detroit. I played him in round 1. I played a guy in round 1 in Cleveland Grand Prix, and I said, "Where are you from?" And he said, "Chicago." And I was like, "Oh shit," because I always ask my opponents where they're from, because if they say they lived 2 minutes down the street or they live 10 minutes away, I know they're shit because they're local. But if they have to fly or drive there.
They're at least a little serious about the game if they're
Exactly.
hopping on a plane and spending hours,
So
right?
this guy drove from Chicago to Cleveland to play with me round 1, and I said, "What's your home store?" And he said, "Quality." And I said, "Oh, okay, cool." But I hope you guys have another Grand Prix next year. Let's do a top 4 console if you can't do the cash, because I'd love to see you guys again.
My one argument about what the changes that are coming are is the time limit. I think back in the day, 40 was the right number. I don't know why we're moving that. I don't
What
know
was
why we're
Dallas's?
moving away from
I
40.
don't hate
50,
40.
So
50?
Yeah,
What
50 was
Cleveland's?
a
I
lot.
get people are like
45.
paranoid about like, oh well, you're gonna have too many chaos mirrors go into time.
You're gonna
but
get
they're gonna
more
go to time
stalling.
if you had an hour-long round. You're
Well, the-
still
the
have
problem-
time,
get more
right?
stalling.
The biggest problem with Dallas, in my opinion, was the rules weren't actually showcased before the tournament.
Yeah,
When I got
everything
there-
should be public and as transparent as possible.
Right, yeah.
Prizes should be as much as they can, right?
I had 3 walk in my side deck. I wouldn't have ran 3 walk in my side.
If you knew it was 50 minute, yeah,
round.
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. I asked. They didn't
Yep.
before when time started. They didn't tell us how much
Halfway
time.
through,
I
they
mean-
told us you could do intentional ties.
That's
Yeah.
right. They changed the rules.
I don't mean to shit on another store because it's great that more stores are picking
He
it
just
up
was
and running the
inexperienced.
events, right? That's what I was going to say. It
I
sounds
would
like
go
they were
again. I would
really
go to
inexperienced
Texas
with it. So
In the end,
and it's a
he
learning
started
experience
getting
for
better.
everyone
And the guy was
involved,
a great
right?
guy. The guy, you could tell he was stressed at one point. The point where he nearly kicked you out. You could tell he was just reached his
I've
limit.
never been kicked out of anywhere in my life ever.
Hey,
so
Nathan.
Who is that?
Nathan Wolf.
Wolf, yeah.
Oh, Nathan
He
Wolf.
says he's got a question for you guys. He says, what's the thoughts on splitting prize pool for top cut and playing for bragging rights and invites?
I don't
You
hate
guys
that.
might have said this already.
I don't
hate it.
I don't hate that at all. I think it's a good idea. I think people who make the top cut of a tournament have put in a lot of work, and
sure,
the
after
person
top
who makes it to the very top of that deserves a little bit more.
So here's my take on it. I'll give my take, and then these guys can kind of share theirs. But like as a T, like I'm a TO now. In the past, I was a Magic professional. I played poker professionally, and just the way those games work, and in reality, the way the world works is, even if I were to say no, there's no chops whatsoever, it's very hard for me to pay out my money, and then you guys not go out, leave the store, leave the premises, and then trade back to do a chop anyways, right?
In Dallas.
It's almost impossible for you to police that, right? Because we're not talking crazy amounts where we're just wiring money into people's bank accounts, right? So chops are totally possible. I never had an issue with chops. Chops are really standard in poker. They're really standard in Magic. I think chops are absolutely fine. I think trying to force people to play for the money is ridiculous. One thing that I think has to be played out, you have to play out for the championship. If you have trophies or mats, things like that, that has to be played out, right?
You play it out.
That stuff has to be played out for that. But as far as like chopping the prize pool, as long as you're only chopping the amount of money that is in the pool and you're not giving somebody some extra incentive to chop, I see nothing wrong with the chop. And honestly, I don't think it really gets that far in Yu-Gi-Oh! But in poker, like, you see non-equal chops all the time. So there's a term in poker called independent chip model, right? And that essentially you take the percentage of stack you have of total chips in play, kind of gives you your chance to win, right?
So if you have 60% of the chips,
right? If you have
somebody has
60%,
20,
if you have 60% of the chips in play,
huge
you're not
advantage.
doing an even chop, even heads up, right? You're getting like 52% of the prize pool or 56% of the prize pool, something like that, and that's standard across poker. It enables like 3, 4, 5 top, 6-way chops, things like that, and it's all based on that. So
It's
I
not
don't.
the same for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
'cause
Yu-Gi-Oh! You see if there's a chop, it's even. But theoretically,
get to the top
you could.
4 and see
Right.
Chris
I feel like
Pittao
people
in the
went
top
to-
4
My-
and be
This guy
like,
wouldn't.
all right, he deserves
Yeah.
a little bit more because I think he is going to beat me.
Right.
But it's not the same thing.
My line is when you try to introduce outside, like say there's $200 in the prize pool, and you're like, well, let's chop. You can have 150, and then I'll take 100. If you start introducing outside things, they're like, I'll give you free entry into my next tournament if you scoop to me, something like that. It's like that's when it becomes collusion. That's when there's disqualifications that have to happen. But any money that's in the prize pool, I see no issue with any kind of chop. And I'm fine. We have chops all the time at the store here, so I have no issue with that.
Mostly Canadians.
Like I said, if there's bribing or like, hey, if you scoop to me, I'll go easy on you next time we play, trade backs like that, then that's you're introducing outside things. There's an issue. But just involving specific money in the prize pool, I've got no issues with chops. I don't think anybody should have an issue with
Most
chops
people
there.
who are capable of winning tournaments, they're not worried about the money.
DJ's absolutely right. I agree with everything you just said, 1,000,000%. Shout out to Nathan Wolf. He kicked my
Great
ass
question.
in Detroit. I got all jittery against him because I just drank a bunch of Red Bull. He beat me in top 6, and he beat me. It was top 6. It was a little different than a usual judge.
Shout out Nathan Wolf. He beat me
Nathan Wolf,
because
the top 4.
I suck.
I don't suck. I'm the fucking.
No, he beat me. He
Who
beat me.
sucks?
He beat me.
Yeah,
because I
Nate
suck.
beat
He beat you?
Wes.
Yeah.
Shout out Nathan Wolf and all his
He
buddies.
beat me
They're all
because I
cool
suck.
guys.
He didn't beat me. So
They
didn't
look like Duck Dynasty, and
I look like that.
We were expecting full burn from you
we
guys,
were
and
expecting full porn from you in
you
Cleveland.
came hard with the turbo.
Chaos. And they did. Kenny Hughes made it to the bubble. He lost to Adam.
Very
at the
close.
bubble.
Very close.
Yeah.
So
Oh, what's your feelings about
It's
the
a great
Shinato
group
guy?
of
He made
guys
the
that
bubble
come
in. That
in.
tournament too, didn't he? Shinato guy?
Shinato bubble
he's
Detroit.
just a local player here at Game Time.
How did he play against you yesterday?
He beat me, but he didn't
Who?
win.
Which player?
Shinato guy.
Oh,
Trey
yeah.
beat you?
That's Darian's buddy.
Yeah, dude. His last tournament before yesterday was Grand Prix Detroit, and then he started off like 3-0 yesterday. It's like that's
He
his
went to the
deck for
bubble.
some
Yeah, he
reason.
did.
Yeah.
He did. He made the bubble and lost on stream to. I think it was one of the Chicago. A Chicago guy did top 8 that tournament because we asked everyone where they're from. Last year in Detroit, we had 4
Yep.
Ontario people.
No, Rob Cedar top,
5
right?
Ontario people.
Yeah.
5
I want to say I had him on feature match for last round because it was the bubble match and it was a Shinato deck. Oh, we got to have that on camera. And it was, I think he finished like 11th or 12th or
I
something.
think you said he said 9th.
9th was it? I know he missed. He had the winning in and he failed his winning in.
Yeah, Detroit this year. I don't know about Michigan play. We have to have some kind of bet because I do shit on Michigan.
Yeah,
a lot.
we're gonna have some fun with it, right? It makes it fun and entertaining.
Or no?
Well, what do you want to be? You want to be from Michigan? You want to be from?
You're a Michigan
England?
player. Fuck
Okay.
you.
Yeah, everybody counts me as a Michigan
You're a
player.
Michigan
I guess,
player.
yeah.
I'll bet on I will bet that no person from Michigan will top 8 this event other than Wes or Dan or Chris McGarry if he shows up.
I don't even know any other Michigan players' names, bro.
Ryan
That's
West.
not
Ryan
not
West,
a bet.
Darian,
Ryan West.
Buzzball Ryan.
Ryan
You better
West
be giving me like
deserves to be
10 or
in the
12 to 1 or
conversation.
some absurd
Ryan
odds
West
if we're
is
doing
good.
that. Yeah.
Ryan West is good. What is he?
West
What
is
Teddy
definitely
count as?
good.
Is he Toledo?
He's Ohio.
I'm
good.
not saying Ryan West is bad. I'll bet you he doesn't top 8 more than 1 in 6 or 7 GGPs he plays.
Okay, maybe
I mean, yeah.
we'll have to bet for Ryan West.
I played 2.
Ryan
I
West
bubbled
just
one and
needs
won the other.
consistency.
Yeah, we got time. We'll figure out something fun. But we had fun last year. We're gonna do something goofy this year too, right?
Any other
got
questions
to.
from anyone out there?
How about this as a bet? Michigan top 8 versus Canadian winner.
Oh, we'll kill them. What are you talking about?
What do you mean Canadian winner?
If
Like-
if 2 Michigan top 8s, then that's an automatic win.
Yeah.
If the Canadian wins, then you have to have no Michigan in the
Next
top 8.
question. Let's
That's
go.
a weird one.
It's a weird
No.
one.
Next question.
I think. Let's see. So what's the next event everybody's going to?
Me and Dan are going to Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay.
not going.
He's
fail
going to
last thing
defend
goes.
the GGP.
Back to back.
He's
Or
going
I'm
for
gonna
the
get
back-to-back.
disqualified.
You could go and try to get another win for the season. Like
There's-
you never won 2. Nobody's
what I
ever
told
won
him.
2 in a season. It might be even though it's
No,
bullshit
I
rules.
have. I have.
You won 2 in 1 year.
That's right. I
Okay.
won 2 in 2020. I'm fucked up with these numbers. 22.
Oh
I won
shit! So
2.
you didn't win one in 2023.
That's correct. I won 2 in
Ooh.
2020. I was
Okay.
one player that won 2 in 2022.
And Adam still won Player of the Year that year.
It makes no sense.
Online. You get a
Online,
lot
all
of
the
weight
online
online.
stuff, yeah.
Adam is the best player on the internet, and I control the real world, so I'm happy with that.
Even though he's got more tops 8s than you in the real world.
He does have more tops than me. Yeah, he does.
Has he been to more events though?
Yeah, he's been in one more.
Yeah.
We counted it.
Just one
Adam is
more.
top 8 at 9 Go Grand Prix.
It's like 9 out of 14 for
9
Adam.
out of 14, not 8 for 13.
And you
That's
had an
not too
interesting
shabby.
observation about your losses when you didn't top 8. What did you lose against in most of those tournaments?
I lose to Burn a lot. I don't know why. My whole side deck is against them, but I don't know why. But they got my number, so yay Burn.
Maybe it's because you.
Please keep running Burn. It's
No,
fine.
more kinetics.
It beats the
What
best
in-
player.
instead of kinetics.
Dust Tornado.
No, I love my kinetic soldiers.
I just think with Burn, you need to get past the level limits and the gravity binds. If you can get past those and just push for damage.
Is Nathan Wolf still watching this? He's a Burn expert.
I'm sure he's
Shadow
still watching.
Wolf.
Yeah.
I run kinetics against Burn. What do you think? Shit? Is it good? Is it mid? What is it out of 10? 10 being it fucks you up big time with as a Burn player, or 0? It has no effect on
I mean,
you.
it gets under all the stall, right?
That's what
There's
I
not a
was
stall
thinking
card
too.
that
I
stops
I
it.
do like the
so-
Dust Tornado strategy he usually goes with. It
Dust Tornadoes and
eliminates.
Sakratsus.
I guess the problem
Yeah.
is it
Yeah.
takes up a monster slot when they trio you, right? And it might not be an ideal monster that you
And I
want to
rip
play.
Chaos. I rip a
so-
Chaos monster out as soon as
I
I
want to hear what
can.
Nathan says. You wait for Nathan, and I want to hear what
I
he
rip a
says.
Chaos monster as
Is he
quickly as I
texting me?
He
can.
says yes, it does.
It does fuck him
So,
up?
yeah,
Nathan,
he doesn't
I want-
like it.
Kinetic
He
is
doesn't like
annoying.
it.
He doesn't like it getting
annoying.
sideboarded against him.
Not
Okay. Well, he knows his shit, too. He's not like an idiot.
He
so.
qualified
Yeah.
for Worlds playing Burn, so
Yeah.
good enough, you know?
So did Austin Boggs. And no one knows who that is?
Nope.
Nope.
Shit.
I know who Nathan Wolf is.
He probably knows Austin Boggs. I think Austin Boggs is his neck of the woods.
Is he another Duck Dynasty?
Austin Boggs is the first American GOAT Grand Prix champion. He won GOAT Grand Prix
This was like, what, in 2019 or something?
Cincinnati. It was 2020, like
2020.
January, February.
Okay.
He,
Oh, right before COVID.
He beat me in top 8, and that's it. He was at Brian Gibbons' shop. Brian Gibbons.
Number one Peter.
Okay. Did Nathan say anything back yet about how?
Yeah, he did. He said it fucked him up.
Did he say a number out of 10?
He says Cliff is worse.
Cliff
Cliff
is
the Trap Remover
crazy.
is worse against him. Like, it hurts him more.
Amazon
That's why I rated
Swordswoman
it
is
least.
probably better.
I mean, I've seen a couple of people do really well against Burn with that card. Like Warrior gets to Rota for it and everything.
Yeah.
It's great.
Just pelt their pajama tokens out.
yeah.
Does Cliff hurt a warrior or no?
Cliff's a Warrior, yeah. You
Is it
can
her
Rota for
warrior?
it.
Is it her warrior?
Yeah.
Wes can speak to that. He's
Cliff will
played
mess
that
up
against Warrior
Warrior,
before.
'cause
You
you
hit their
have-
solemns, right?
You have to answer it with a Sakura, Ring, or a Mirror Force, or it's going to pop your Solemn.
That's why I tried the Nobleman of
thinking so.
Extermination against him too, but it really only
Yeah.
hurts like the Sakus and.
Yeah,
How many stars
it's
does
more
Cliff?
such.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
So it goes
Yeah.
through. Is it
It's like
12
3,
at that?
1,200, I think.
What
right?
I did when I ran Warrior is usually I would sign up, no matter what the matchup was, side out Don, put in Cliff.
Okay.
Sweet.
Usually, but I'm not a Warrior player.
Yeah. So format-wise in general, what do you guys think about like current format? You know, where it's going? Do you think there's still room for innovation,
I think-
even though the
I think-
format's been around for like 20 years at this point?
Anybody trying to persist playing Warrior is literally beating a dead horse at this point. Like right now, Chaos Turbo is just so far ahead of Warrior. Warrior's feels so outdated.
you have more and more people playing Goat Control too, which is like a horrible like Warrior. Just is, I mean, it's very hard to win.
Warrior's
as a
in
And
Warrior.
you got
tough
the people
spot.
like Jeff Campbell that do the Roll the Creed.
They'll board it in, yeah. They got like the
meta
8 or 10
snake
cards they board in
and that
against
just
it.
completely craps over you because I think Jeff sides 11 cards.
Yeah, I
against
mean,
Warrior.
he's got full package. He's full
He's very
sends it,
good,
yeah.
but, I don't want to divulge his strategies online.
It's
but
already
he's-
online. His deck list's online.
Yeah, they did publicize
JDZ
the deck
talks
list.
about it a lot.
Yep.
I'm not going to talk about it because maybe there's more people watching this right now than talking to JDZ. So I'm not going to divulge his strategy, but it's very good. He's a very good side deck player. All right, any more questions?
I think Warrior's in a tough spot. I forgot where I was going.
Earth Aggro. I think Earth Aggro is probably more of a threat, and the
Well,
cat.
Earth
the cat
Aggro
decks-
rolls over Warrior too.
and
so.
the cat decks are probably better choice right now than that. And I think
Yeah.
Relinquish Turbo is probably a better choice than Warrior right now.
Yeah.
We're
Truthfully,
trying to talk to Joe about him actually picking up a real deck instead of playing Warrior. But
I'm surprised so many people still play Warrior here. Honestly, like every week. That does
Last
surprise
night
me.
I played 4 for 4 Warriors.
Yeah.
it's a
It was
helmet deck,
incredible.
truthfully, you don't
Did-
really
did you
need
top?
No, I didn't.
The Warrior players beat you up last night.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you go 2-2 last night?
I was running Rescue Cat last night. Yeah.
You went 2-2 against Warrior last night?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why, but GameTime here in Detroit has a lot of Warrior
We're
players.
obsessed
It
with
makes no
Warriors here.
sense.
You get a lot of Warrior online too, but yeah, I think live there's a lot less Warrior in most
It's
places.
so
than
much
here.
less online. It's
Yeah.
so much less.
Okay.
People have
Burn too.
figured
More
it
people
out.
play
playing
Burn here
Reasoning
than
a lot
like most
online right
places.
now. People are playing Reasoning a lot online, actually.
Reasoning. Okay.
The Clash of Champions today was won by a
But
Reasoning
what we
player.
call Warrior
Was it
right
anything
now,
special or just like standard reasoning
like
list?
Standard reasoning.
2 years ago, what we call Warrior right now was called anti-meta Warrior.
Yeah.
So Warrior just needs to go more anti-meta.
Or they need to go quicker with Jar Greeds and stuff like that.
So how
That's
do you
also an option, yeah.
how do you beat Chaos Turbo in this day and age?
play Chaos Turbo.
You luck sack your Mystic Swordsman level 2s and hit your Delinquos hard.
Hope that your opponent whiffs with mind
You hit
control.
your Blade Knights hard. You get the +1s with your monsters. That's about it.
Yeah.
Like you gotta hope and pray that they don't have the answers. That they build their deck to have the answers for.
How you beat Chaos Turbo is you play Chaos Turbo and you hope that you draw at least the same as your opponent does and be better at that matchup than them.
Fair enough.
That's how you can reliably beat Chaos Turbo. What about you, Chris? What do you think?
I'm sorry, I'm zoned out. I'm looking at all the cool stuff on the wall.
Oh. I do have some cool posters here.
What was the question? How do I
How
beat
do you
Chaos?
beat Chaos Turbo?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a great side deck for it, and I don't know if I want to share that.
It's online. You can look it up on goformat.com YouTube channel.
They can look at my side deck, but they don't know how.
It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed in 3 years.
Chris plays the same deck week in and week out.
When I sign in, they
Same
know I sign
cards.
out.
How do you feel about Wing Blast versus Regeki Break, Chris?
Ooh, we can go down that road.
We can definitely-
Everyone else goes down that road. Let's
Yeah,
go down there.
We can
Regeki
flush
Break.
out this.
Reggie Blake shit,
completely.
right?
Shit.
Reggie Break. Yes, thank you.
Glass is good. Today I
wouldn't
beat
call-
Wes in tournament, and I don't know who was it. I beat both of you today.
Wing Blast
But,
is a time walk. How is
you
it?
beat me in
It
time,
stunts
right?
them and it's a time
I
walk.
beat
How
Dan
is
today in
yeah?
time.
That's why it's good.
Yes.
And, yeah,
Why is
I-
it bad? Why is Wing Blast bad?
Why is Wing Blast bad? It doesn't eliminate the problem.
I tell you
That's
why
it.
you lose against Burn. Because you play Wing Blast and not Regeki Break.
Nathan, is Nathan Wolf, what hurts you more, Wing Blast or Regeki Break? in
Wing
Burn?
Blast can
Think about it.
100%.
Wing
Regeki.
Blast can work like a Solemn Judgment. It can lock the game down and completely win the game for you, but it's not going to have the comeback
Would you rather
ability that Regeki Break
a
has.
Gravity Bind or Wing Blast it?
I'd rather Regeki Break it.
Right.
I like the Wing Blast more because it sets my opponent's back. Today I was playing Dan in time, and I Wing Blast his card back to the top of his deck, and he drew. It was last turn, and he lost. We looked if that was a Regeki break. The next card he would have drawn because that other card I wing blast at the top of his deck was in the graveyard. The next card he would have been was Pot of Greed, and he would have been able to roll me. So
You could argue that that's being results oriented though, because the top card of his deck is always random in that situation. It might not always.
In
be
my
pot.
mind,
but
it
I'm with
comes
you. I
down
think
to-
Wing Blast is superior.
I want to send my cards back.
My opinion on it is Wing Blast is better against Chaos Turbo.
It depends
Regeki
what you
Break is
want
better
that.
against everything else.
It depends what you want that slot in your deck to do, but like Wing Blast is a Time Walk. Time Walk is a very powerful card.
Then just play
Right.
10.
So-
in my mind,
But I tried
it's
it didn't work.
Wing Blast is way better of the card because you are not.
Do we all agree on this?
You're not eliminating
Dan is
their
pretty
card.
hard
You're
Regeki
putting
Break,
it
I
back
think.
on their deck.
In my GGP top, my GGP.
You were a 2-1 split,
I
right?
played 2 Wing Blast,
2 Wing Blast.
1 Regeki Break.
Would you change that?
No.
Would you
No,
like
no.
2
I
Wing
like
1
having the
Regeki?
versatility of having the Regeki Break because it's. Would you rather Wing Blast a Snatch Steal or Regeki Break it? Would you rather Wing Blast a Breaker or Regeki Break it? Would you rather? There's so many would you rather.
I would argue why
Blackluster
are you
Soldier.
wasting? Why are you using Wing Blast on those cards though?
Because if it's your only one, are you going to chain it or not?
Wing Blast your own monster and draw it the next turn and resummon it.
Wing Blast your own monster on the Snatch Steal. If
Yeah.
they got turn player priority when they take your BLS.
Maybe they won't. Maybe they're dumb.
If you're Nathan, you would not Nathan Wolf. If you're your friend Nathan.
Oh, my friend
He doesn't
Nathan?
know that priority exists.
No, he doesn't know anything about. Did Nathan get back to us on Regeki Break and Wing Blast or no? He fall asleep.
I know I
went
played.
He
through
says, what are we wing blasting that's not going to be a threat next turn with Burn? Burn shouldn't be going to time.
So it sounds like he's okay if you Wing Blast like one of his cards.
Right.
And there was a match I had online against Herney Hog. He's a notorious online
Horny Hog.
Herney.
Horny Hog.
Shout out Horny Hog.
Shout out to Horny Hog, you the goat.
Who is he?
He's just a player, you know.
What's his name? Like, where's he from?
I don't
He's a
know.
plumber.
I don't know
Yeah.
this. He's
he a
a
plumber?
dude
His name
who
is Herney
grinds
Hog,
online.
okay?
He doesn't come to GGPs. I know that.
Is he a plumber?
I know he doesn't come to
Horny
GGPs.
Hog. Stop.
Shout out Herney Hog.
Hog.
Come to GGPs.
He
What
might
the
be
fuck ever.
incognito. He
Space,
might just want to
maybe
be
AC
not want to be
cranking.
known.
But I
AC
diced.
full blast Horny Hog.
I was playing the full Chris Pittao package, 3 Wing Blast, and I
full
played
package.
against him in like top 6, and I fucking crushed him because I was able to Wing Blast his bullshit card back to the top of the deck. It's an amazing card, and the fact that people are talking about it like Regeki Breaks miles above it is disconnected
The
from the
people that-
mathematics of the card.
the
What
people
did you
that
beat
like
Hog? Did you beat Horny Hog?
I beat him. I
the
beat
people
the
that like
fuck out of
Regeki
Herney
Break
Hog.
want that slot in their deck to be a card that destroys something, not a bounce effect.
What if you play
right?
against something like Empty Jar?
I don't know what that is. No one's gonna play that stupid stuff.
I had that last Sunday played here
plays
actually.
I
We
believe
had it
on
played
Sunday.
here.
Yeah, I believe on Sunday.
Wolfing Jar, Cyber Jar, deck you out.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Father Poland deck. Shout out Father Poland.
The guy last Sunday had Needleworms in his deck too, so like he went extra on top of that. There was a game where literally he got Nobleman on turn 1, his Needleworms got exiled, he's like, I scooped the game. So I was like, yeah, I got no way to win, I scoop.
Oof.
Is
so-
Nathan Wolf coming to GGP Detroit?
He's oh yeah.
Is he bringing Duck
They
Dynasty?
Let me guess, is he
yeah,
registered
bring the
already?
whole-
100%. I can't say if he's registered or not.
Can you-
I will.
Nathan
I will
Wolf,
say
tell us if you're
100% Nathan is
Hey
coming.
Nathan, are you bringing the entire team with you?
Is it the Duck Dynasty?
It's the Duck
I've
Dynasty.
heard at least one carload is coming from that area. So
Well, they can't go to Cincinnati anymore because
They know
Gibbons'
what's up.
shop is closed.
Why is
They
it
know
closed?
what's up.
Because I'm
oh
not
god.
I'm
So
not-
so here's something we can talk about. Here's actually a good topic of
Gibbons.
I
discussion.
heard horrible things
one.
were happening.
Let's-
Mike Gibbons, shout out.
Let's talk about Trap Dust Shoot. Because we got I think everybody's got a little bit different take and varying opinions on Trap Dust Shoot.
I think it's very.
Yay, nay, 3 of, 2 of, 1 in the board. How do you play? 0 total.
2 of in the main, 1 of in the side for me. When you need it, turn 1 against Turbo. You're on a disadvantage if you don't have it turn 1 against Turbo. So, I mean, I want to go 3, but it's such a bad top deck late on.
I've tried everything in this game. I mean everything, and I've won a Grand Prix Connecticut with no Trap Dust Shoot, and I won a Grand Prix Cleveland with Trap Dust Shoot. I used to hate that card because I hate drawing it. I'm a player that likes to go just trade cards off MST, just trade, and go to the very top decking. And I know that I'm a top deck better than you because I'm not playing those stupid cards. But now Adam convinced me to run it, Adam Teshuba, and if you draw opening hand, you're fucking golden.
The information's worth its weight in
Unless you're not allowed to
gold.
write it down.
Unless you're allowed to write it down. Shout out to the park. But drawing it late turn, it sucks. but you just set it there and people think it's a bluff, or you're hoping someone will
Oh,
MST it.
you could play it like the bald guy at Dallas and just wait for your opponent to MST it or breaker it. Remember that guy?
Yes.
Terrible.
Terrible. Trap dot shoot. You know, right now I'm running it. I run 2 main, 1 side. If I go first, I'm gonna put the third one in.
Yep.
What'd you ask?
Do you side both out going second?
I won't answer that. I won't answer that. It's GGP season. Come on. I'm going. I want to fucking win. I'm not gonna tell the strategies.
I side them
That's
both
fair.
out.
I found trap dash shoot to be very
Mid.
mid's the right word to use it. It's like
What do you give it at 10? 10 trap dot shoot. Best card in the game. BLS. Worst card. Skull Servant.
I'm giving it
What
a
this-
5. Trap dash shoot is a 5.
Kashuba's gonna make
It
you-
will
It's like a 9,
work.
man. The information is
It
fucking
will
insane.
work. And
Fine.
and
think
if
that's
it
like
doesn't
41
work,
cards, in my opinion.
then you're a -1. Because they're going to pot of greed, they're going to
So-
graceful, you're going to be fucked. You're going to think you have this great position. Oh, I open trap dash shoot. They're going to pot of
Would you
greed, they're
rather
going to
have the
upstart,
knowledge
they're
or
going to
not
grace.
have the knowledge?
Yeah, let me dive into
The
this.
knowledge
Do you feel you're
is
not great at-
irrelevant.
do you feel you're not great at using
Sacking
the
your opponent
information or
is all
something?
that matters.
It's a 9.
What they have
It's a 9
is
out of 10.
irrelevant. You sack them. If I ran 3 trap dot shoots in the main deck today, if I had ran 3 jar of greeds instead of, I would have sacked my opponent harder. It wouldn't have mattered what was in their hand
Are you
at
gonna
all.
play dust shoots in Chicago next week, knowing that you can't write stuff down?
No, I don't think so.
So you're gonna run jar greets over.
I think I'm going to take my exact deck from today, run jar greeds instead of 3 trap dot shoots, and I'm going to dominate them because trap dot shoot is mid
Like you
most
dominated
of the
last two
time.
GGPs?
I ran trap dot shoots at the last 2 GGPs.
I'm gonna
They've
run-
sucked.
I'm gonna.
They've
run
been
trap dot shoot.
terrible.
Fine, try.
So-
Try. I went 10-0 in Connecticut.
At the biggest
Come on, do it.
GGP
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
year, Detroit, are you running trap dust shoot or no? When all the money's on the line.
That's something they're going to have to figure out for themselves. I'm going to say that trap dust shoot works in a specific type of strategy. And if you want to run that type of strategy, go for it.
that the one where you wanna
But
win?
if you're not running that type of strategy, your trap dust shoot is going to be mid. And you're going to rely on leveling your opponent into these multi-situational type of things that you're not capable of out-leveling Chris Pittao. Sorry.
Thank you.
You
was-
can't do
I like
that.
that. There
was
You're
a
not
situation-
out-leveling Dan.
There was a situation online today when I was watching Clash of Champions, and you would hate this. Alvarado drew Thunder Dragon,
Okay.
and he didn't pitch it
Oh,
because
stupid.
he didn't want the potential of playing into dust shoes.
He has the discard for on priority.
Yeah,
He
anyway.
didn't want to waste the Thunder Dragons either. So he waited
I
a
mean,
turn.
I guess.
He waited a turn.
How many
It's silly
cards are left
shit,
in his
man.
deck? Do you
A
remember?
lot.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I did in
Trap
Dallas.
Dust
I
Shoot
didn't
can be a
forget to
10
pitch
out of
it.
10 card.
right.
It's never been a 10 out of
It
10
will too.
card for me personally. I know that I'm not the best player.
What's the
I know
people
I got a
saying?
lot of way
Are
to
they
go.
talking? Are they
Trap-
playing
But
them
Trap
up?
Dust Shoot is a mid card.
Trap Dust Shoot is a 10 out of 10. The information it gives you,
It's a 9. It's a 9.
but
Jeff,
the
Jeff
late
says it's an 8 out of 10.
Straight mid.
Jeff who?
Straight mid.
Can't-
trainer.
Jeff Trainer? Hey, shout out
yeah.
to Jeff Trainer.
Straight mid. Congrats on top decking your Trap Dust Shoot,
Nathan
dog.
says there's at least 3 or 4 coming for
The GP.
Are they playing Burner or are they playing Chaos?
Are you
They're
guys
not
playing
gonna
Burn?
tell you.
Just tell us what you're playing.
They're
dog.
not gonna tell you.
Nathan, why doesn't anyone else from the Plus One Gaming, that shop that closed down?
Open a
there,
shop.
there was like 40, 50 people that was going to that shop all the time, like Kippenberg and Musgrove. Where are all these guys at? Are they playing over at Illuminati now, or are they coming up to?
I heard that Illuminati was going to try and get a GGP.
I heard that too. That's one shop that I'm allowed also to drink in. So shout out to all the shops that let Chris Pittao drink in their shop.
Shout out to all the shops that let underage kids take photos of alcohol too.
Oh,
in
another
the
thing.
shops.
That was also the
Derek
Pittao
from
shop.
Quality Gaming. You guys really cool. You let me and my 519 and myself drink in your shop last time. I don't know if you guys knew or not. We did it. Someone told us it was okay, so thank you. So shout out to all the shops out there that allow me to drink in their shop, and maybe that's something.
Do you
DJ,
think that contributes to you winning?
no, I do when I'm eliminated.
Oh, okay.
It calms me down. DJ, will you allow drinking in your shop?
I have a pretty hard line against it just because I have families and kids that come in.
But
So
during the
it
GGP,
it
you won't
doesn't
have any
look
room for
great.
families and kids.
People still, I mean, even last year, people came into like window shop or whatever, and they're like, "Wow, you have so many people." So it's like maybe I've allowed alcohol in here once, and we did a New Year's Eve. We did a New Year's Eve lock-in, so it was like at midnight. The store was locked up anyways.
That was the time you finished the GGP last year.
It was done at 10:45. But I had alcohol that time. The store was closed, so I let there was a couple people that wanted to bring some in. It was like, yeah, that's fine. The store's closed.
What time does the store close at?
I mean, like, it was closed except for a special event. Like, if there's ever a private party or something in here and you want to bring in alcohol and the store's closed, that's a little bit
What
different.
time do you close the shop every day?
I close the shop when the tournament ends.
I'm trying to get. All right.
You're trying to find a way to drink.
Good to
Aaron.
know.
Yes,
I want
good
to
to
drink
know.
here. I want to drink in your shop, and not just somewhere else.
If you win
No, outside.
Detroit at the end of the night when everybody is cleared out, I will let you have one drink in the shop.
One drink.
Okay, perfect.
If you win Detroit this year, you can do that at that night.
Wow.
That's the deal.
I made the same deal with Tyler Jenleka. I'll just call him Ginger Tyler.
Jedlicka?
Ginger Tyler. He owns Top Tables in Cleveland, Ohio.
They won't get another GGP.
He, I won a Switch tournament, and I was able to drink in his shop after I won, and it caused a lot of controversy.
The rules with that are, though, you're the only one that's allowed to touch it. There's no photos with anybody else.
Can Max drink the alcohol?
No.
What about Max's mom?
Can Max
No.
drink it?
No.
Who's allowed to drink it?
Exactly you. You're the only one that's allowed to touch
The
it.
winner.
Can
Only
anyone
the winner.
of any? Of
No,
Nathan,
this is a Chris Pittao specific deal.
If
So if I
Nathan
win?
Wolf wins, can he drink a beer?
No,
I'd probably like
this
Jack
is the
Daniels.
deal just for you because you give me shit about it all the
Probably like
time.
Jack Daniels
So
anyways, okay. So I think we'll all. I think we're gonna get maybe. I say 6 locals in top 8. I don't think.
you think 6 in top 8 for
Yeah.
Detroit?
Well, Rob Cedar, he's consistent. It's not top.
Adam.
It's not. Yeah, it's not.
Rob's
top
a pretty
8,
safe
it's
bet
top
for top
7.
8,
Adam
yeah.
Sheba's in it. Dan or I will make it in. I hope Wes makes it in. He's
Higgins?
deserving.
Jeff?
Higgins, Jeff. There's a lot of good players up here.
Yeah,
Drake?
Drake, no.
no chance.
Even though
I like Drake,
Drake
but
might-
he's not
Drake might be
top 8
baby.
caliber.
Might be a dad by then.
He said they were. What was it? It was like the week after the Livonia GGP or something is
okay,
when
so
they're due. So he's
He'd
still
have to
gonna
be
have a lot of
she'd have to
time.
be way premature.
Yeah, he was talking about maybe not being able to go to that one, but I mean this is in June, so yeah, he'll have time for
Do you
that.
guys think anyone from Toledo will top 8, like Toledo Joe? Okay, how about this question? Do you guys think that anyone from Toledo will top 16? Alex, Evil Teddy,
Evil Teddy.
Toledo Joe, or Little Will?
Tom Huffman.
Tom Huffman.
Tom won't come play here. I don't know what it is. He
What about
doesn't
Tom
like this
Huffman?
place.
Do you think he'll
So
top?
I believe in Little Will.
I was gonna say,
Will.
I
me
believe in
personally, I
Little
think it's
Will.
either Will or Alex would be my
I think
bets.
You're
the
both-
way
you're all
he
smoking crack.
Who are you gonna say?
Evil
Aaron?
Teddy.
Yeah, Aaron is really good.
Evil
so-
Teddy is very good.
He's not coming to the GGP though, so.
Oh,
Evil
well, then
Teddy's
he
very
can't
good.
top.
Yeah,
Why?
he's got
But-
some party or something.
He's got a
So I talked to him
party.
yesterday. Yeah, he said he's got like some family thing, some party, so he
We
can't
should go there
come.
instead.
I think Little Will has got
No.
the strategies
I
and the
feel like-
consistency to get it done if he's not.
If you
Facing
want my
as much
personal opinion on
adversity.
that, he's too emotional. He's not going to make it through a 6-round, 7-round tournament.
No.
He's way too emotional.
I think
for
if he
it.
gets on a high
the
though,
first
if he
road
starts
bump he
3-0,
hits, the wheels come off. It's all over.
Like,
so.
He was all red already.
Yeah.
In like round 2.
Yeah, it's
that
I.
makes sense.
And he gets mad.
I was
He
after
doesn't-
round 1.
I think he plays good
like
enough
Campbell.
to be like top 8 level, but like
He
the
did top
mental
the Swiss
isn't there,
tournament.
right? His mental
He did top
fortitude
the
just
Swiss
isn't
he
there.
did top the
so.
Switch
We're
tournament.
very harsh
He's
and we do forget the age. The age
Yeah,
is a huge
well, no,
thing.
just at
He's
like
gonna
at 12
mature
years
into
old.
that.
I mean, your brain isn't finished developing and
Like, your
everything either yet,
freaking
right?
whole
So it's
body's
just
going
mentally you're
crazy
not
at
there.
that
He's
point.
not playing Warrior.
So
yeah.
he might do better with Warrior,
Alex to do the
honestly.
best out of Toledo people. Alex will top 16, you think?
I
Depends
mean,
who plays more
if
like
I'm
that.
gonna pick the most likely to top 8, I'd pick Joe.
You think Joe's most likely?
I'd pick Joe because he knows his Warriors.
If I was gonna pick one out of Joe and Alex, I'd pick Alex.
That's how I feel. I
Really?
would pick Alex.
Interesting.
I like Joe. I'd pick Alex.
Joe's a great guy. The
Alex is
only
very
thing-
good.
The only critique I have on Joe is you can always tell whether he wins or loses. And normally, if he's really happy, it means that he lost.
It's really odd. When everyone loses, everyone's always kind of salty.
He enjoys losing too much, I think, is his thing.
He's accepted losing.
Yeah,
He's
that's a
mean.
bad thing. You have to like if you're really trying to be good, you absolutely have to you have
you
to
got that
like,
winner's
be very
edge to
frustrated
you,
every time you lose. You have to
then
hate it.
You
It's
still have
something
to be a good
that
loser.
grinds you down,
You still have to
yeah.
be a good
Well, no,
loser,
I'm not
but
saying
he
that
needs
it's nothing to do
learn.
with being a poor sport or anything, but
He
I think
needs
he's
to
too
learn.
comfortable with losing.
Right. And
His
You need to
comfort
hate
is
losing if you
keeping
really
him
wanna
from
win.
that
Oh, he
grinding
does not.
like feeling
Oh,
that
I hated the
I
last
have
5
to win.
months.
Yeah.
I hated the last.
No,
5
you
months
have
losing.
to. Otherwise, you're not gonna like because you need something to push yourself over the edge, right? So you need to be that extra like little oomph to be competitive and all that, right? You need something there. Like that's for me when I was younger. Oh, I absolutely hated. I was the sore. Like I wasn't a sore loser, but I really hated losing. I would beat myself up for weeks when I had a loss. So
Oh yeah.
it just that's
This guy
yeah.
had
You have
take
to
me
really
outside in
fucking hate it.
Cleveland, Walk me around.
Yep, I won the tournament, and you won the next one.
Yeah,
Worked out good.
which
But
is fucking
we'll
awesome.
get the
That's
next one.
great.
I'll take the next one.
I
So,
hope so.
I'll
if
take
you
the
guys had to
I hope
pick
not.
one person,
I wish I do.
I went back to back.
Oh no, let him have a fucking
I'll
win.
take one.
Okay, go ahead, DJ.
one person who most likely to win Detroit.
I will go with somebody.
You can say yourself if you want.
I already have my person.
You got to bet on yourself. If you're not betting on yourself, then there's no point in playing. I'm gonna bet on myself, but I'm not gonna be selfish. And if I could pick anyone but myself, I'm gonna go with the best player in the world.
I was just saying, I expect you to say Adam, yeah. If not yourself, Adam.
I think Adam. I think he's the most consistent. I'd love to see Rob Cedar win one, or myself, obviously.
So Adam or Rob Cedar?
Adam or Rob Cedar.
All right, go ahead, Wes.
I think fairly high of myself. I do know that I'm capable of winning these tournaments, but when I look at how these guys play week in, week out at GameTime Michigan, I'm playing locals with Chris Pittao.
It's a fucking tough
this
tournament
guy
here.
Actually calls out every single one of my cards. 5 cards, 2 on the field, 3 in hand. He's calling out every single card, and I'm sitting here like, how do I outplay someone who's calling out every single card in my hand and on the field, and how do I outplay that? How do I actually outplay that? Literally, how do I outplay that? There's no way. Chris Pittao is my pick,
Oh,
and
thank you.
he will. He's gonna reign supreme as my number 1 GO format player until someone clearly shows me. I played Alvarado in the last GGP at Dallas. If I didn't misplay against him, we would have had a great match, and I probably would have beat him.
So you didn't feel anything special from Alvarado? Because I know he's like basically number 1.
Alvarado,
online right
you
now.
got to get rid of the white sleeves, because there's
marks.
something strange about your white sleeves, dog.
what's that
There's
mean?
something strange
I feel
about
like-
all your guys' white sleeves, dog. You can see through your cards.
What's that? I don't know what's going
I
on.
hate to break it to you, but I could see through your cards on your white sleeves. Maybe you shouldn't use white sleeves at official GOAT format tournaments. Maybe.
Alvarado is one of the all-time greats. He runs white sleeves. Now I just found that out. He runs white sleeves.
What color sleeves do you use?
I use black, and the reason why I'll tell everyone here. It's a
I
little
could see through your sleeves, dog. I almost called the judge on you. Like, just play normal sleeves.
There might be a reason he plays white sleeves.
There
Wes.
might be a reason why you're playing white sleeves.
I run black sleeves always, and I do it psychologically because number one, it doesn't show dirt when you go on your sleeves, and the dirt kind of gets in there. People will notice cards if you have sleeves. If you run yellow sleeves or white sleeves or blue sleeves, and someone picks out a Sangan, they pick out the Serpent, and it's got a little dirt on it, and you delinquent, you know not to take that one because those sleeves are marked. So I play black sleeves so you can't see any, not that I'm saying I'm marking my sleeves, I'm just saying if there's anything that's black on there, you can't see anything that's everything looks the same. And I do it for psychological reasons because black is more of a intimidating color, and I say something like yellow or pink or blue is a happy color. And when people attack blue, when blue sleeves are face down, people looks like it's more like it's a weak, and they think that they can attack and then get through the attacks, so they'll just attack. It's just psychological on my part. And when I have 2 black cards back, they might be more intimidating, think it's an Amir Force or a ring, so they'll play more defensive.
Wouldn't
and
it
they
be
won't
better
attack.
to be red then? Tiger
Red.
Woods used
Yes.
to. That was why on Sundays he would wear red, right? Because it's intimidating.
The two most intimidating colors, I Googled, searched it a couple years ago, and it's red and black. So
Yeah.
people are afraid, don't want to fuck with red and black. Those are very intimidating. Whereas a stand back, and I don't want my opponent to stand back and not attack me, so I can set up my combos, Magician, Tsukiyomi. I don't want you attacking me. So I do black because it's psychological and it doesn't get markings on them.
Fair enough.
What brand is your favorite brand of sleeves?
I don't know. I just go to the. I don't know. I think it's what are those dragon shields?
Yeah.
Used to be Player's Choice for me, but they're
They're shit now, yeah.
Ginger Tyler had some at his store, the OG Player's
The
Choice.
OG ones were good, yeah.
Charging $30 a pack for Player's Choice sleeves.
Dude, there's some ridiculous, like those little plastic deck boxes that were like $3 or $4 back in the day. If you have the right one, they're worth like $50-$60 now. It's nuts. Like everything,
Everything's worth
has
it.
went up in.
What color sleeves do you use?
I use those blue sleeves.
Use the
The
blue
not intimidating blue sleeves that people attack you.
Yeah, a lot of people like Rob Sear uses pink and yellow and all these pussy colors.
They're bright, so.
I have those goat format sleeves, but the problem is you can't not double sleeve with them, and I don't like
Adam
those.
runs white, and Adam runs white, and he had like.
I wonder if you can see through Adam's sleeves.
I used the matte white today. You could not see through them.
You use white too, yeah.
The dirt, it's a lot easier to tell the dirt definitely on the white than the black sleeves, or like the darker colored sleeves, right?
What the fuck are you talking about? Alvarado and this mark.
I could
are you saying
see-
these marking sleeves. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying
If the card
I
itself
could
is marked and you
clearly
can see through the
see
sleeve,
the card through the back of the sleeve. I could see
the back of
every
the card,
single
Chris.
card. Their back of if there was a little wrinkle I'm not saying I saw any wrinkles on his cards, and I noticed anything past that. I could see his
Are you
cards.
calling him out or anything? Like he's doing something funny?
I'm calling you out.
Oh!
it sounded like
I'm calling you out.
I was gonna say.
I didn't mean to push you, but I want to know what's going on. I want to know.
He said before the match, like, hey, could you keep the shuffling below your eye line or whatever he says to every opponent? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That sounds like something a cheater would say, but but whatever.
You went out shooting guns with Alvarado the next day in
Listen,
Texas.
I could
Shot guns with him in the match,
You
apparently.
could
shot guns with him?
Yeah.
I could see through his sleeves. I don't know what to say about that.
In life, the guy's a
If
cool
you
guy.
want to call yourself the best Yu-Gi-Oh player, don't let me see through your
Does he
sleeves.
call himself the best Yu-Gi-Oh player?
You can't do that on Dueling Book.
You
Does he call
can't
himself the best
see
Yu-Gi-Oh
through the
player?
sleeves on Yu-Gi-Oh on Dueling Book. That's true.
Well,
That's a good way to end the podcast.
I'm on good terms with him. I like him.
Yeah.
personally.
Listen,
This is
the
not
game
a
was
519
fun.
Associate. He just
Listen,
wants
the
to make
game
that
was
clear.
fun. I just want to make it clear. I could see through your sleeves. That's a competitive advantage for me, for your own sake.
So you think he was cheating?
If you're not cheating and you're letting your opponent see the back of your cards through your own sleeves, you're stupid. You're either cheating or you're stupid. Are you stupid, Alvarado?
Holy shit!
Are you
what the
stupid?
That's getting clipped and.
I saw
public-
your
that's getting
cards
banned.
through your sleeves. Are you
West had
stupid
too
or are
many
you
drinks.
cheating?
That's getting.
Wes
clipped.
has dropped some bombs tonight.
I'm not
This is
afraid to
good.
drop
I'm
bombs.
just gonna say, in Dallas, I couldn't see the back of my opponent's cards, but the Tulsa champ was very kind to show me the front of two of his when he shouldn't have. Rebecca Break and Dallas.
Is there anything saying anything about?
I don't want to
Wes
look
has
right now. I don't
pipe
want to look and
bombs
see
here?
what's going on with chat.
Pipe bombs dropped. I
There's a-
called out Alvarado's team online. I called out
shit.
Alvarado in person.
I know it's been like I've been waiting like 15 minutes to
Are
kind
you
of drop
cheating
like
or are you
it's
the
getting
best
late,
in the
we're
world?
Final thoughts thing, but this has been too spicy
Who
to
is
cut.
Alvaro's
So
team on the internet?
I don't know.
Is it
It's
still
it's
Team
a bunch of
Overdose?
it's a
Is it
bunch
still
of people who
Overdose?
keep winning all the online tournaments. So
Maybe they
are
got
you
good
cheating or are
algorithms.
you guys are the best?
Maybe they got
Maybe
good
they're the
algorithms
best,
on
bro.
it.
I'm okay with you guys being the best. I really
they
am.
might be the best.
But
Who
if
is
you're
Alvaro's
cheating,
teammates?
that's fucked up.
I want to look at some questions. Look at the internet. For questions. I want to know if people are commenting on this.
They're gonna
Wes, pipe bomb about Alvarado. That's crazy. Uh-oh.
Whoa, what is happening?
What is
It's
happening?
just your standard West rant. Nothing
classic.
special,
Who
don't
said
worry.
the
Classic
all? Who
West.
said it? Is it not Rob Cedar?
No, it's Kenny.
Oh.
Kenny has no idea. Kenny thinks you're off the rails, Wes.
Yeah, he's clearly a great
I don't
player.
know why you drank so much
Nathan
Coke tonight.
says the Ultra Pro
Clearly
white
a great
sleeves
player.
are GOAT. He loves the Ultra Pro white sleeves.
The Eclipse
If I can
ones are good
see
too.
your cards through your sleeves, That's
didn't
fucked
expect
up.
this to go that
And if you're letting your opponent get that competitive advantage over you and you're not
Wow.
cheating,
Yeah, he
That's
said
silly.
Kenny said something too about Will. He says, Will played 3 crazy close games against me. The dude is the real deal. I tried to calm him down. He's surprisingly talented.
That's good to hear. He is. Hopefully he'll win a Grand Prix one year.
Will's just young.
Really
That's
Easy
it.
to fuck with.
That's the only thing holding him back.
Yeah, he's just young.
Nathan says he likes drinking the wild turkey.
Ah, yeah, I can see that. Duck Dynasty boys. Yeah.
I can't believe Wes just drank Cokes and was firing those bombs.
I know, that's crazy,
I had to
right?
be the quiet one tonight, and you said the most.
I was curious how it was gonna go.
You did a monologue for 40 minutes. At the
You had a
Oh my God!
long intro.
It just wanted like quick, like 2 minutes, like, hey, who you are, what you did, what go bang,
is my
bang, bang,
favorite
and then
meal
talk.
that
And
I
Chris
tried.
was just
talk
like,
I had
shit
a
about
huge
online Yu-Gi-Oh.
History of life. Okay?
like
I'm
we
old.
got into like way off topic with it
You
all.
forgot to say that your wife's really hot.
My wife is hot.
Is your wife hot?
She's really hot.
1 out of 10. How hot?
12.
12 out of 10?
What about her friend Stephanie?
Is Madison watching this?
I don't know.
Stephanie's like a 7.
She RuneScape 7?
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay. Anyone else want to say anything? Final
Yeah.
thoughts?
So I think this is getting a little bit late, so we'll do final thoughts on everyone. Then I'll say a piece, and then we'll be done. So we'll start with Wes. Wes, you got any like final thoughts? Anything you want to say?
Can we
Wes?
finish with
My
Wes?
final
Can we
thoughts-
finish with Wes?
No, we need the soundbite before
okay.
people tune away.
My final
What else you
thoughts
got?
is live Yu-Gi-Oh is a thrill. It is a fun time. Online Yu-Gi-Oh is not the same. You're sitting at home smoking weed in your house
true.
and
Drinking
drinking
those welfare
beers.
checks.
You got your cigarettes going. You're in comfort zone.
You don't
You
feel
need
like
the
the weight of
stress.
the event in the finals the same way that
That's
you do
very
live.
true. You're sitting across a GGP champion, Chris, who's been in the game for a long time. He's calling out literally your entire hand right to your face like you're a complete scrub, even though you're
It feels
a
weird
serious
typing that in.
competitor.
I think this is your hand.
Yeah, you're screwed. You're screwed. He knows everything you're gonna do, everything you want to do. I'm sure it's the same online for some of these guys, but you're not processing it cleanly live like you can online. If you're live, you got the pressure on. The stakes are high. It's a joke. Online's a joke. After that, come to GameTime Michigan and see what's up. We'll teach you. We'll teach you online, or we'll teach you live.
That was awesome.
What do you got, Dan?
The one thing I'll disagree with these two guys, I think if online weren't around, I don't know if GOAT would be where it's at without the online.
It'd be different.
I
yeah.
should have talked about that a
I
little
am
bit, yeah.
thankful for the online for that reason. It's the easiest place to build a deck, so you don't have to get all your cards out and do some dumb stuff. You can filter and
Shout
do
out
that.
Brian Bodkin.
So I mean, it is.
Brian Bodkin.
Shout out Brian Bodkin.
Oh, he's the worst.
He's the one who got me into
Brian
Goat
Bodkin
online.
used to talk
Oh,
shit when I used
God.
to go back to the show and jump
You
back in the
probably
day.
deserved
He
it.
used to snort cocaine with Matt
Yes!
Suffrage.
Fuck.
Yes.
He would snort cocaine
Legend.
in the men's bathroom, Matt Suffrage.
Legend.
And then come talk shit to me.
Yes.
Matt Suffrage is dead. He walked off a cliff high.
Jesus
Brian
Christ.
Bodkin is a crackhead who's in rehab.
True. Facts.
Who's a boring
Oh, real.
Christ
He
worshiper
got me
now.
into GOAT
Shout out to
format.
Frank.
And if he's into Christ
Shout out to
now,
Frank.
all the better.
But he talked
You
shit.
guys are
He would
bad.
talk shit to me back in the day. And his friend's dead, and he's in rehab
Everything
now.
you just said reaffirmed that Brian Bodkin is chosen by God.
Oh my God.
Is chosen by God.
So I'll finish up my final
Yeah.
thoughts now. But yeah, the GGPs are where it's at, but online has its place.
Practice,
without the online, I don't think the community would be where it's at.
All practice.
I think JDZ deserves a huge shout out for all the effort that he puts in. I do
All the
think
practice
he should
you
get his
he puts
happy
in.
ass to Detroit for the GGP. I don't know if there's any way that everybody who's on the GOAT format server, everybody who subscribes, if we could do anything to kind of help JDZ out, because it's a thankless task a lot of the time.
It's not
So,
only thankless, it's brutal.
It's brutal. The stuff that he went through. He had money stolen off of him, taken out the prize pool at Dallas.
That's true.
By some just massive fucking douchebag.
Fraud.
That was
Complete
there.
fraud. We
Someone
talked to
stole money from
T.O.
him. It's true.
Yeah,
We talked to
stole money.
T.O. We got all the details. The guy's a fraud. He shouldn't be allowed anywhere near
Yeah.
any of us
So it's just
ever
a massive
again.
thankless task, and I know JDZ doesn't really want to take any money out that he gets from like Patreon or anything like that. So I do wish there was a way.
If
that as a
JDZ was a
community-
billionaire, he'd be throwing $1 million into this
Yeah, he would.
frickin'
Yeah,
enterprise.
I just wish there was a
He
way that we
fucking
could
loves this.
help as a community, help him, get to more events because he really is the ambassador for GOAT format.
Yeah.
So
If we
that's
had
something I
him
would
every
advocate.
event doing live commentary, even just doing that, the format would grow because he's such a positive influence.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's probably one of the most positive people that I've ever met.
He has a soothing
he was a
voice.
great influence. He
Yeah.
has a soothing voice.
His radio voice is so
Sharp
perfect.
as hell. He's always wearing the suits for the online events and stuff like that. So yeah, that's my biggest thing. Like, there's so many positive influences in the GOAT format community. The negative ones just need to get kicked out, like Mr. Red Hat.
Mr. Red Hat, shout out.
There's definitely some grifters, and yeah, with like the sooner the grifters get pushed out or forced out, the better for everyone.
And now I'll let you have your final thoughts.
That's
I'll
really
sit
good.
here for half an hour.
Thank you.
Well, then you're gonna have to listen to mine afterwards too.
Right.
So.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Jermaine, thank you for.
Oh, you just doxed him.
What?
He doesn't like his name being on there.
Why not?
Shout out Dave
JDZ.
J-Dubs.
JDZ.
Hang on, we know his last name too from the show.
We do.
What is it?
I know.
Don't let's not let's
I'm
if he
not saying
doesn't
it.
if he doesn't want it out there, let's keep it private.
J-Dubs.
Okay, JDZ. I hate
Just on Zalug is what that stands for.
okay. He is the ambassador of Yu-Gi-Oh! If it wasn't him involved,
I don't know where it would be.
It would be in the pits. It would be more Mickey Mouse than it already is. Thank you.
Oh man, if ACP was still running things,
We should have some kind of thing on the internet where we can
Donate money to helping him
I'll
get
throw
flights.
him $10 or $20.
He
get
can
him-
stay. He can stay at your house for the
He can,
Grand Prix in
he
Detroit,
can stay
right?
at my house. I have a big house with a hot wife.
And Stephanie.
just a
Maybe
couple
you can
other
stay-
roommates too.
Maybe
Just a
Stephanie.
couple of the roommates to worry about.
So thank you for all your hard work on getting this going and keeping it going, and the commentary is phenomenal. So hope to see you in Detroit. We got to get something going to get his sexy ass here, and
Lots of gun ranges here we can take him to.
Yeah, there's a couple right around
Pow
here.
pow.
Not a lot of final thoughts. More than that, I hope everyone comes out to the Southgate, Michigan, GameTime Michigan shop for GGP Detroit, June 22nd, DJ.
June 22nd.
It's gonna be the biggest one
What
of
time?
all time.
Don't put me under the gun like that.
Probably
It's either
noon.
I
Of all
think it's
time.
11. I think I started an hour earlier just because of how long it's
$1,500
gonna run.
First place is unheard of. I
I spent the whole time thinking Texas was at noon. Started at 11.
I came in first place after Swiss in the largest Yu-Gi-Oh tournament of all time, Edison, New Jersey. And when I lost
Noon
in top
Eastern
16,
time.
I think I went 12-0 that day, and they gave me a couple cards. And I yelled at Konami that I'm literally getting cards that you're printing for pennies, and 2,000 people times $25, and they gave me fucking cards.
You don't hold on to grudges, do you?
Fuck them. This man right here, he's gonna dish out $1,500 no matter if there's 10 people in the tournament or 110 people in the tournament. So I really thank DJ for putting his money where his mouth is and hosting this big tournament. And let's make it the biggest one possible. And I hope Europeans do come. So, and shout out to the 519 and Associates.
There is a commitment to competitive Yu-Gi-Oh here at GameTime Michigan, and we're going to show that
It's unparalleled anywhere in the country. I will stand by
one's-
that.
No one's doing what we're doing here.
All right, now it's time for my big shout out. You all watch this just to listen to me talk, right? I'm sure. So what I've got to say really quickly, just about Grand Prix Detroit, it's June 22nd. You can pre-register online. If you have not done so, you should do so. Make sure you guarantee your spot. It is $80 entry. I'm guaranteeing $1,500 cash to first place. I'm expecting somewhere between a $3,000 and $4,000 prize pool. All that will be distributed. There, yes, you can register for the High Roller online too. I already have several people registered for the High Roller online.
Explain that.
So what the High Roller is, and I will explain that since you asked so nicely, Chris. We have our main event buy-in, which is $80, and then there's an optional side buy-in you can pay into too, which is an additional $70. And the way that works is if you buy into the High Roller prize pool, you and everybody else that is in the High Roller prize pool will be competing against each other. And the top finishers in the High Roller prize pool, regardless of how they finish in the main event, will win the cash and split up the cash that way. So in a world where we have like 10 people entered into the High Roller, say the top three finishers from that, even if like the top three finishers don't even make top 8 of the main event, the top 3 finishers based on final standings will be splitting the cash prizes there. So there's potential for first place on June 22nd to be walking away with like $2,000, $2,200, something like that. In addition, I've got some badass trophies. I got the best trophies in the business, and I've got some custom play mats too. So they're great. Also too, as far as game time and everything goes here too, everybody else was dropping bangers, so I'll drop a couple here too at the end. I think we've got the best ghost scene in the country, and I would challenge anybody to come out here and try to prove me wrong on that. And very finally, I do have something. This is a world first announcement on here too for quarter 3. I don't have an exact date yet, but for quarter 3 of this year, I do plan we will be running a 1K.
Oh.
So it'll be 1K in cash prizes, regardless of how many people. I will be guaranteeing that personally.
Wow.
So if I have 5 people show up, I'll be paying out $1,000 to those 5 people.
You know what the buy-in is yet?
Probably $40, $40, $50, something like that. So yes.
$40.
Yep.
Baby.
Yeah, well, it won't be it'll be $1,000 prize pool, not $1,000 for first, but guaranteeing that regardless of how many people show up. So we're doing great shit here. It keeps getting better. Very soon we'll be streaming our events in 4K. So I think we've got the best crew here, the best players here. I challenge anybody to come out here, and if they think they're better, come and take it from them. Right? And then don't miss Grand Prix Detroit. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great one.
Have you won any live tournament?